What's going on, man? It's your boy, Jay Holley, and we are back with another episode of Unfiltered with Jesse Holley, episode 59. Thank you. You are all far too kind. You could have been anywhere in the world, but I am so glad you are here with me. I am Jesse Holley, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People feel me when I speak. You guys know what you got to do. Like, subscribe, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Mr. Fourth and Long, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Fanatic Views, YouTube. Go like us, man. Go subscribe. Apple, Spotify. Go leave the comments. All that stuff, man. I want to be a part of your life. You need me to be a part of your life. Let's make this thing happen together. You guys know how I like to get down. I like to give my motivation at the beginning because let's be honest, a lot of you aren't going to be here at the end. And that's okay. I'm not for everybody. But before you go, find 3 episodes. By the time you see this one, 59 of these things will be out in production. Find 3. Listen to them 15 minutes apiece. If you don't like it after those 3 episodes, find 3 more. And then find 3 more and find 3 more until you're in love with me. All right? This is about us. We're about to make a relationship with one another. You and I are together for life. All right? But I got company today. We have company. Now, I'm not going to say company. This family. Like, this is the kind of people that can come into the house and don't have to ask to go into the refrigerator. Y'all know how that happens, right? Before we get into that, let me go ahead and get this motivation off. It's a simple thing that I want us to carry into 2024. It's simple, and it goes like this. Keep the main thing the main thing. Keep the main thing the main thing. We a lot of times have vision boards, we manifestation, and all these other things that we want to do and have for our lives. But a lot of times we get sidetracked. We go left, we go right. We allow the pitfalls of life to sometimes distract us. We allow people to sometimes tell us that we can't do X, Y, and Z. Keep the main thing the main thing. If your journey this year is to lose that weight, don't get off track. Don't let a bad day turn into a bad week, turn into a bad month, and now you ain't lose that weight. If you're trying to get that degree, don't let a bad test or a bad semester stop you from getting that degree. If you're trying to be a better father, a mother, a husband, whatever it is, wife, whatever those things are, friend, brother, sister, keep the main thing the main thing. And as long as you do that and you're consistent with whatever it is that you're going to do, I promise you, the results in the end will be exactly what you want them to be. But if you allow others to affect that journey, then now you're taking a race and on a journey that they want you to. And it no longer became the main thing. All right? Let's get right into it, man. Family's here. Family is here today. My OG.
What's happening, dude? How you doing, sir?
Brother. For those of you who don't know, if you do know, great. If you don't know, I might introduce him. This is my OG, my friend, my family, my brother, the great Patrick Crayton.
I don't know about the great.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you the great.
You can call me the good.
Nope. I'm gonna call you the great. Okay, we have a thing on our show that we're gonna accept compliments.
Okay.
I'm not gonna let you down talk yourself. You've accomplished things in life that most people dream of. Like you've had a dream life.
I actually have.
That is great. So you're great. You're great. I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let that happen.
Hey, I'm gonna accept my flowers when they're given to me.
I want you. We have a thing that I talked about a couple weeks ago. It's called put on the hat. Put on the hat.
Okay.
And the basis from it comes from where a couple weeks ago, Dak Prescott they beat the Washington Commanders.
Okay. Yep.
The Cowboys won the division championship, right? NFC East champs, and Dak refused to put the hat on. And his thought process was, I'm not finished.
Yeah, I get it.
7 days later, he was finished.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He missed the moment.
Yeah.
He missed that. He'll never get that moment back. True. Ever. He may win it. He may win a division championship next year. It won't be with those guys. It won't be during those circumstances. It won't be the things that he overcome. So always, if you take nothing else from today,
put the hat on.
Put on the hat.
Gotcha.
Enjoy those moments because we're not promised tomorrow.
I know that's right.
We're not promised tomorrow on earth or the accomplishments.
Correct. Yeah.
So we're putting on the hat. All right, man. Boy, I'm so glad that you're here, man. This is a pleasure of mine because I am going to shower you with flowers today.
Okay.
We're gonna laugh. I'm gonna shower you with flowers. We're gonna talk sports and all that kind of good stuff. But just starting from the beginning with you, local kid from DeSoto, right? You DeSoto ego. I know. I know what time it is. But you had a unique journey because, and it's an inspiring one too, because nowadays, a lot of these kids are thinking about, well, I got to go to Alabama, I got to go to Texas, I got to go to Georgia, I got to go to whatever high-level 5-star Division I program. They think I need to go there
to achieve something.
To achieve the next level, right?
Absolutely.
But your journey was different. Left DeSoto High School, you end up at Northwest Oklahoma State. That's a directional school. Now a lot of those directional schools.
That's all it is in Oklahoma. It's a ton of them.
So you get to Northwest Oklahoma State, and you play everything.
For the most part, yeah.
For the most part, you're playing receiver, you're punt returning,
kick return.
I
did some running back, quarterback. I originally got there as a safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Like, what was that? Why there? What was the journey like to get there? And what did all of those positions teach you as a player?
You know, the journey to get there was basically I was sitting at home. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting at home. I went to JUCO for a year. Didn't pan out. Didn't take care of my books the second semester. First semester, I thought I was great. It's like, cool, I could do this. I thought I was good. Man, and all of a sudden, you find yourself not doing so well. So I ended up having to drop my classes so I wouldn't get Fs.
Yeah.
I got a whole sheet load of I's. Incompletes, brother. Incompletes. So, man, I'm back at home, and then the coordinator, who's actually the DB coach, who eventually became the D coordinator, then the head coach, he got in contact with my high school coach. Okay. High school coach called me. He was like, hey, school's interested in you, blase, blase. He said, I don't know much about them. I know they got a good football program. You get back in school. I didn't take a visit or nothing. I got on the call with him. The coach told me they was interested. They wanted me to come up there. Coach, I said, what day do I need to report? He was like, well, that easy? I was like, yeah, I'm at the house.
Yeah.
I just want a chance to get back in school because I told my mom, I'm going to get back in school. Number one, I'm going to play football. Number two, I'm going to get my degree. Plain and simple. So it wasn't even a hesitation, man. I took that and reported in that first year I got there. Now, mind you, let me give you a little something about this town.
Okay.
The town at the time, I think, was about 6,000 people. So, and then the enrollment, my high school enrollment was higher than my college enrollment. I think we had 2,100 at the time at Northwestern. So 2,100, a lot of kids and everything from around that town did commute a little bit, but there was a lot of people that actually stayed there in the town and everything. First day I get there, my mom's dropping me off, and we pull into the town. Mind you, it's 35 north. You hit Highway 11, you go directly west for about 64 miles. You pull into Alva. One-way highway once you get off 35. Going through the town, a couple people waved. Didn't understand. I was like, hey, people like, well, the reason why is because football team was back in town. They know. You see a black guy coming through town at that time of year, football team's back in town.
Yeah.
So we're gearing up for that year where they had already come off a nice win streak the following year. I think they had won like their last 6. Got eligible before, it's NAIA. Yeah. So it was like the Wheat Bowl.
The what bowl?
Wheat.
Wheat.
Like the wheat you eat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's country, brother.
Yeah, I know, bro.
So you're going to get those get one of those.
The whole Wheat Bowl. Yeah.
So got that. Coming off a nice record and everything. I think they finished 7-3, but they won like their last 6. So got into that contention, had that, coming off all that momentum and everything. I didn't know how good we really were going to be at that time. My idea, I'm just wanting to get back in school, have a chance, have a shot, let's go play.
Yep.
First year we get there, we go 13-0, win national championship. Second year, we go 13-1, runner-up. Now at one point, we had the longest win streak in the country, no matter the level.
Gotcha.
That was the Miamis, the Ohio States, everything. We had 31 straight. So Me getting out, I was like, now we're going to be doing this every year. And the first 2 years, we go to national championship game. Right. Yeah, then we hit a nice little bump in the road. The next year, we go 7-3. We lose in the first round. Hail Mary at the end of the game. I still think to this day that ball hit the ground, but, you know, NAI ain't no replay. We can't check the replays, all right? Ain't have that technology. It's all on VHS. It's all on VHS.
Grady VHS.
Everything, man. So we do that. The next year, we come back. I think we come back into the season ranked like number 4 or 5. Cool. We stack everything. We come back. We end up losing second round to a team that threw the ball twice.
Well, they run the triple option?
No, the veer. Straight veer power option, brother. Offensive line came down to 4-point stance. Yeah. We knew what we was getting. But you know, when you don't see that, people don't understand. You can't prep for the option in a week like that without being completely disciplined. Yeah. If they say you got the pitch man, don't worry about the quarterback. Yeah. Get the pitch man. Yeah. We'll handle this. My linebackers will scrape over the top and get the quarterback. Yep. But if you the linebacker and the safety, you come down and go to quarterback, oh, boy, yeah.
Hit his head on the goal post.
So, dude, they ended up beating us. We did have 4 turnovers, so that helped. So we lost, I think, 32-27. Yeah.
4 turnovers. Y'all still was in the game.
Oh, you're still in the game now. Like I said, we could score.
Yeah.
But we kept giving it back, and they could score 2 and run the clock down. So, you know, bunch of friends, we were loaded on that team. We come back the next year, and still optimism. You know, we kind of reload. He has to bring in another quarterback, which is a good friend of mine. He's from California. Brings him in the spring. Has a decent spring. Coach doesn't really like it, though, as much as he thought it would. Summertime comes. And this is when I'm playing quarterback, a little bit of running back. I'm still doing my return duties and everything and stuff. We come back in to that year. He calls me summertime, about midway through. And I'm calling just to mess with him about his quarterback. Because Chris had put on some weight. He was like, dog, because Chris called me earlier. He was like, man, I got to get this weight off. I was like, bro, stop eating McDonald's every day, dude. Because, literally spring, he ate McDonald's every night.
He's on the Ocho Cinco diet.
Dude, he didn't have Ocho Cinco body.
He didn't have the genetics. He didn't have the genetics.
He would come, 9:30, like clockwork, bro. He'd come out my room and be like, hey, finna make my run. You want some? No, dude, I don't.
What was the McDonald's order, though? What was the McDonald's order?
He was always double cheeseburger, large fry.
All carbs.
All the carbs. He ain't getting no salad.
All the carbs.
He ain't even just go.
He ain't get a wrap. He ain't get a single. He got all the carbs.
I don't even know if McDonald's had wraps back then, brother. I mean, you know, that just probably came around in 2007, 2008 when they started getting wraps and putting them in the So he calls me, and he goes, "Hey, what do you think about switching the quarterback?" So I'm like, "Coach, you just broke Chris in like." Yeah, he can't run the offense like I needed to be ran. He said, but you can. I was like, okay. My first 2 questions I had for him, I said, you think it's going to benefit the team more? He was like, yes. I said, well, okay. Are you going to take away my return duties? He goes, absolutely not. You're still going to do that. You're All-American today. I was like, cool. I'm cool with it. I'm fine.
Look at there. A player that asks, will this help benefit the team?
We'll get
more into that later on.
That is rare.
We'll get more into that later on, but go ahead.
That is rare. So we get back to school, and he obviously had not had the conversation with Chris. So we, the first team meeting and everything and stuff like that, it's introductions. You got the freshmen that's coming in that's wide-eyed, don't know what the hell's about to hit them. Mm-hmm. And they come in, and they get introduced to the vets, the upperclassmen and everything. Hey, such and such, such and such, such and such. And they're like, oh, shit. Man, okay, cool. Get that. I'm like, hey, get that out your system now. I said, because the first time you get hit, you better wake up then, because if you keep wanting to get hit, you won't be here.
Right.
Some of them got it, some of them didn't. We used to call it the mid-name train in Georgia.
They leave in the middle of the night?
Oh, middle of the night, brother. Middle of the night, bro. Hey,
I don't think I've had
empty.
I don't think I've had a guest on this show that went to college and had that conversation about their freshman year being like,
no,
I don't think I'm ready for this.
Look.
That's a real thing, though.
It's a very real thing, dude. And people don't understand that. And you'll get to practice the next morning. Better yet, I should say, when you get up to run that next morning, you be like, Coach calling out roll, such silence. You be like, And you hear that one prayer. Coach, I think he left. Oh, man. We ain't 2 days in. He already gone? Out, bro. But you know what I'm saying? Those that stay, like you said, that mantra that people have, those that stay will be champions. Mm-hmm. I mean, my senior year it was true. I was fortunate and blessed to play in 3 national championship games while I was in college.
And so you did your entire senior year as the quarterback.
Senior year quarterback. Yep.
And so now you get done. You win the 3 national championships. How many did you win?
We got one.
You got one.
We got one. Yeah.
Not a bad percentage. What's that? 33%.
Yeah, it's not. It's like LeBron numbers.
True.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why Jordan's the greatest.
There you go. Okay, then good.
I'm glad we're on the same page with that. So now it's draft preparation time.
Absolutely.
Right. So any All-Star games that you go to, combine?
I did actually. I had an agent that reached out to me, and a couple coaches that talked to me after the season about you get the invite to the combine. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking, okay, I got to start prepping for the combine and everything and stuff like that. And now we in small school Oklahoma. There's no media training for this anything. There's I got to get my stuff from the strength and conditioning coaches, who was our running back coach at the time. Get his workout stuff so I can go on and start doing it. And my coach at the time, who's like my father figure, he goes, man, all you got to do is work on your 40 and see how many times you can bench 225. Coach, I don't think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's not all this going to be at this combine. Like, I've watched it. Yeah. Like, I've seen, they actually do drills. And he was like, yeah, but when you can, get Chris or one of the quarterbacks, go out there and throw with you. I was like, okay, but, I need what routes am I going to run whatsoever?
Right.
Okay. Long story short, I don't get invited to the combine. I just have a pro day at my school, which is fine.
So they had a pro day at your school, and that's rare for one of the smaller schools.
Very rare. It's very rare.
Smaller schools, usually you have to go, all right, like it's Northwest Oklahoma State. You kind of have to call Oklahoma State and go, hey, when is your pro day? Can I come work out at your pro day? No. But to have one at your school, that tells that I guess that being in the 3 national championship, there was kind of a little bit of a.
And they were like, what the hell's going on out there? Right. They keep putting these players out.
Yeah.
So my freshman year, we had 5 off that team that went.
Okay.
2 got drafted. The other 3 were free agents.
Okay.
And so you're like, okay, they got something down there. Next year, we have another 2 or 3 go. Get invited to camp and everything. So I'm like, damn, what is going on? Mm-hmm. Well, I got some buzz. We wound up having 18 teams come to our pro day. And it's really just me and 2 other guys, 2 of my other partners that play receiver. Okay. So we're all getting, worked out as receivers and everything. Well, that day that they're coming, I don't know if you know anything about Northwestern Oklahoma, it's pretty flat out there. So we get that cold that comes out of Colorado.
Ooh.
So it's sleet and icy rain coming down the day of the pro day.
No indoor.
We had just literally the year before, not an indoor, we had the Alva Recreation Center. Okay. That was just south of our practice field. That's what we had to go and do. Everything was done in there.
Yeah.
5-10-5, L drill, everything was done in there.
Yeah.
My 40 was done in there. So basically what they had to do, they had to mark off 40 yards. For 40 yards, if you're looking at a basketball court, corner to adjacent
Angle.
Corner.
Okay.
A little bit, they closed off the bleachers, made a little space. At the very end, they opened 2 doors that were down there that came into the gym.
So you had to run through the doors.
They put a padding. They put the padding you would see for the high jump padding.
Yeah.
Stuck it against the wall. I had to just hit it. They were like, ain't no need for you to slow down, just hit it. It's thick enough. I don't know about this one, man. Don't look safe, coach. You be all right. We got to pad it. He'd be like, hey, he'd get one of his linemen. See?
You good.
Nah, that's not a test. But I'm like, hey, screw it. We got to do what we got to do. Obviously, I put up decent times for them. I think they clocked me at a 4.55 and a 4.51. Okay. So I think with all being said and conditions, I think they were okay. Well, the one coach who wanted to see me play safety, which I hadn't done since the first year I got there, and never played it in college. I immediately got switched to offense. He wants to work me out at safety. He's a Cowboys coach. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, let me see what you got. Man, I must have did about 3 back pedals and a couple 45-degree spin. He was like, yeah, that's enough. Yeah, you ain't playing no damn safety next level.
What coach was it? You remember what coach
dude,
was?
He was one of the scouts. What was his name, dude? Oh, man. Older guy. He sits past.
Okay.
He sits past. But great dude. He had his dip in his mouth and everything. And I was like, well, he fits in up here. Because a lot of my teammates dipped.
Yeah.
I was like, he fits in up here, but I don't know where he going to spit that. That's the thing. Soon realized some of these boys didn't spit all the goddamn. I was like, that's got to be the worst stuff in the world.
So you get through the combine, and now we're draft day, right?
Draft day. Actually went and played in the Las Vegas All-American Classic.
I got you.
That was the Senior Bowl I played in.
Got you.
And that was funny because I'm playing with some guys there that I've watched on TV and everything and stuff. And one of the guys said something about my helmet. So you gotta realize when we first got there, we pretty much ran Nebraska's offense. Our workout stuff was geared toward them. We ended up getting Nebraska's uniforms. They had some old ones they used to wear. We got the hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
Got the hand-me-down gloves. Got the cleats. I was like, God damn, we just gonna be little Nebraska, huh? But that's the offense we ran.
Right.
And so our helmets were black with the white end on it. So it looked like an off color of Nebraska.
Right.
And when the guy said, yeah, he said, cat over here got the bootleg Nebraska helmet. I was like, oh, damn, okay. That's my own little piece of kind of hazing I got from them guys. That's first day on the bus going over. I immediately earned my respect once we got on that field.
That's how you got to do it.
You know, so it was one of those things where I was like, yeah, let me show you what we do at bootleg Nebraska then. And we're going up one-on-one, and I didn't even try to make a release on my first route. I put my head right through his chin and ran through. They was like, ooh, God. He got up, of course, he was mad and everything and all of that. I let him know from the jump how this week is going to go. Yeah. Since I'm bootlegging, I set the tone for the week. And that's how I got noticed by Coach Chris Hall. Who was one of the scouts.
Yeah, we call him Scout Jesus.
Yep, because he wore their hair like that. Yeah, exactly.
Scout Jesus.
So he was the guy who brought my personnel, my personality and everything, brought it to Parcells and my skills, and Parcells checked it out and liked what he saw.
So 7th round, pick 216.
Yep.
They call your name.
Absolutely.
Where are you at? What are your thoughts?
I was at the house pissed.
Pissed?
Pissed.
Why pissed?
I'm gonna tell you why.
No, wait. This is the guys coming from Northwest Oklahoma State.
Correct.
Right? Yes, you've done some things in the NAIA.
Yeah, true.
Had a good, decent. I mean, it wasn't the Reese's Senior Bowl or the East West Shrine. It was a decent bowl game, the Vegas bowl game.
True.
And you're pissed that you're a 7th round pick.
Absolutely.
Why?
Because talking to my agent, I had been talking to some scouts. They were saying 4th, 5th round. 4th, 5th round came. 6th round came. 7th round came. And you got to realize throughout this whole draft, that's back when the draft was 2 days.
Right.
It wasn't no prime time money maker
Right.
on Thursday, then Friday, then Saturday. Right. It wasn't, wasn't a whole, it wasn't a whole Phillips trip weekend type event. And so I wrote down every name drafted in front of me, and I put a star by every receiver. It just was my motivation. I've always been. That's just what I did. I was like him. I was like, he was at Dallas Day with me. Can't catch yourself.
Yeah.
Like he was too. And it was just like, they got all these dudes that going ahead of me. That I'm like, dude can't play. Now I say that because you know what I'm saying. 6, 7 years later, still playing in the league. There weren't many of us from that draft class that were still on teams. Yeah. That's why I go to say that. I was like, see, these teams messed around. Yeah. They could have gave me some more bonus money. Hell, got me around here playing on 7 round contract. So that's why I was pissed. So that's pretty much how I approached going into the league.
But now, okay, Dallas says we like you, and because some people will say, dog, if you're going to get drafted in the 7th round, you might as well just let me be a free agent. Then I can pick and choose where I go. But you're a Dallas kid. You're from the DFW. You from DeSoto, so that kind of has to be.
Oh man,
I'm pissed, but I'm home.
I'm home.
I'm at the crib. Like I can stay at mama in them house.
No.
No, I'm just saying. I know you ain't saying that.
Yeah,
but
absolutely not.
If you wanted to, I can stay at mama in them house and still go to practice and get. You know what I'm saying?
If push came to shove, and I was desperate.
Yeah.
And every apartment building around said, "Man, we ain't got no vacancy."
Yeah.
Oh damn. Where wasn't extended stays hotel? I've been in that one. I'm not going back, mama.
So now you're in Dallas and you're now under the great Bill Parcells.
Absolutely.
Right? This is the big tuna, right? This is one of those coaches that's, I mean, he's a champion. Everyone talks about the makeup of Bill Parcells and how he didn't take no
And it didn't matter who you was.
And it didn't matter who you was. Boy, we love those coaches in the NFL nowadays. Sheesh. So you get there, and now, because this is important, did you feel when you walked into the Cowboys facility or in the program, did you feel that mystique of, because you're a fan of the Cowboys, I presume.
Absolutely.
Right? But so this is from the outside looking in. Now you're in the building. Did you feel that?
And you're in the same building that Troy, Michael, Emmett, all those boys were in.
You feel
Deion,
that.
Charles, all of those. These are all Hall of Famers.
Correct. Do you feel that now when you walk into Valley Ranch and you're like, you know what I'm saying?
You do, but you try not to be in awe of it.
Okay.
Because as you start to be there, you start learning that these guys still come around often. So it ain't like just a high and by, you've never seen them.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's often.
It's a Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, regular. Yeah, exactly.
Smith.
Correct.
Right.
Easily. And so you just know what that star, growing up here, you know what that star represents. Mm-hmm. And it's like, man, them cats got 3 Super Bowls. In my lifetime, they got 3 of them.
Did you feel a sense of entitlement, or did you feel a sense of obligation that we now have to put together something
correct
to rival that?
Correct.
To keep that
and
spirit alive.
And being that you grew up also watching the Cowboys play against Parcells and the Giants. And then watching him go to New England and go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Watching him go to the Jets and go to the AFC Championship game. It's like, we got something.
Yeah.
We in for it. They had just came off 10-6 year. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh yeah, it's on. Yeah, no, you get slapped in the face quick.
So what is your initial feel for Bill Parcells, right? Because you enter into this thing and now you're like, this is Bill Parcells, and what is that initial conversation that you may have had with him, if any? But also, what is the initial feel of now I'm playing for Bill Parcells? Like, was that an eye-opening experience? Like, this is way different than I expected.
Absolutely. Do you realize the first day we get there? So the week after the draft is rookie minicamp.
Correct.
The first day we get there, dude, he basically had his own mini combine.
So you got to do it again.
I was like, man, we done with this.
Right.
Another 40.
Yeah.
I call my numbers in the book. What? So everybody like, damn, for real. I mean, we did the circuit, bro. He did the 40. He did the vertical. He did the 225. I hadn't been to 225 no more since I had my pro day.
Right.
I was just like doing my workouts and stuff, doing some running and everything. I wasn't working on 40 starts. Mm-hmm. So it was different. I think I did 13 off of pure adrenaline. And just not to be the only one.
And fear. Adrenaline and fear. Yeah.
Dude. And so we get out there and we run our 40. I don't even think he told nobody the times. I just remember I had Ty Haley, who was our receiver coach. And, he thought he was a mini Parcells at the time. Like they say, your coaches usually take on the head coach's kind of personality. What Ty wasn't really a Parcells, but he started to try to act like that and everything. And so after we do that and everything, we start going into meetings and getting ready to try to do some install and everything, just base stuff and everything. And, one of the receivers go, hey, coach, what we running? Now, mind you, there was only 4 of us.
Right. You take every rep, every special team rep, right? So, like, this is, and it's 2-a-days, and it's fully padded back then.
Well, we didn't go fully padded.
Okay.
It was shells. But you remember I said it's 4 of us.
Yeah.
We'll run the receivers, Newsom, who was from Oregon State. About 30 minutes into practice, he pulled his hamstring.
Ooh.
He out.
Now it's 3.
It's 3 of us. We haven't even done the 3 receiver set stuff.
Right.
So I was like, ooh, dang, yeah, so it's 3 of us. All right, we're going to have to alternate this stuff. But it helped, I think, all 3 of us because now we got to learn all the positions. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just X and Z. Now you need to know X and Z.
Right.
Do that. We go into team period. And about the 4th play into team period, I make an outcut. Catch the ball. Well, I hear something pop. I heard it pop. I thought it was just my tape. Go back to the huddle, get ready to, get ready to break, call the play. I break, I take a step, and I just hit the ground. Tore my plantar fascia. Didn't even know it. Tore my plantar fascia, and I was like, I think I'm okay. I went to step again and fell again. That's 2 of them, dude. And I was like, luckily we were almost done with practice right there. So that was that. I go, they do the test. It was like, yeah, it's torn. I was like, what does it mean? I'm like, well, we're going to put you in this boot and everything. Start this treatment. Let's accelerate it and everything and get there. He said, now it's just about pain tolerance.
Right.
It's best that you completely tore it versus just a small tear.
Right.
Do that. They put me in a 90-degree boot that I sleep in, that it goes around my calf and straps and holds in place. I got to sleep in that thing. You turn the Velcro, rubbing your leg. I was like, man, I don't miss no practice stuff. I literally just went out there and limped around, and every plant step I took, it felt like somebody just had a knife just doing that. But what it did was it earned his respect. Because he was like, okay, this cat here I almost cussed.
Yeah. Now you can cuss.
But okay. He was like, this fucker here is tough.
Yeah.
So I
which back
earned my respect.
Which back then, those coaches, and somewhat now, but back then, that was a real thing, right?
That was a very real thing.
And those rookie mini camps.
Because he's like, okay, if they tell him it's just about pain tolerance, okay, that he can't do any more damage whatsoever, it's going to heal. Once he leaves here, gets back to his campus, he can start getting treatment and everything and stuff. He'll get it while he's here, but nothing else is going to mess up anything. Now it's just mentally. Now it's just my pain tolerance. I got a high pain tolerance. Right. So I just like, hey, I'm like you said, 7th rounder. Yeah. I got to get this. I got to get this. So did that. Didn't miss any practice. Finished out that rookie mini camp. And I remember getting back. So we finished out that rookie mini camp. Now I have graduation the next weekend, okay. And then the week after that, we back here and we started.
Shout out to graduating though. Let's not forget that.
You
told moms I'm graduating.
I'm graduating. I told her
you
that.
Graduated.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
And so we get back, and you get back, it's like you right into it.
The big dogs.
You right into it. The big dogs there already.
Yeah.
They was there already. So now we got to jump in and get in where we fit in.
Correct. So now let's talk about that roster. Right, because this is 2007?
No, it's 2004.
4. I'm sorry, 4. This is 4. Right, so this 4. Give me some of the names that are on that 2004 roster.
You want the offense?
Sure.
You want offense? Okay. This the funny thing about it. Quarterback, we got Quincy Carter at the time.
I'm sorry.
I think he quit that book of sugar though.
Okay.
Which is good though. I've heard that he's definitely improved and he's been better.
Shout out to Quincy Carter. I apologize. Yeah. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, you shouldn't, but that's okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Quincy's there. Richie Anderson.
Okay.
They bring in Eddie George.
That's right.
Yeah, we bring in Eddie.
Right.
Offensive line wise. Now mind you, we got Quincy Carter, but then Vinny Testaverde comes. Mm-hmm. So we get Vinny. Offensive line, we got Flozell. We got Larry Allen. Andre Gerard's
got
there.
Young Dre.
Got a young Dre.
Got a young Dre.
Young Dre. I think that was the first year he ended up starting.
Yeah.
Al Johnson was at center. Dre was at guard. Okay. And so you got those guys. My receivers were Keyshawn Johnson and the late great Terry Glenn. So it's like, hey, these boys, they Parcells guys. Yeah. They know what it takes and everything.
Right.
And I end up getting the number 84. Well, at the beginning of the season or during rookie minicamp and training camp and everything, I had number 14. This is before they were letting everybody wear the teenage numbers and everything, stuff like once you made the roster, you had to get an 80-something.
Yep.
Keyshawn had already lobbied when he was in New York to be able to get 19, and so he was kind of grandfathered in.
Right.
So he got to wear his 19. Well, I get 81. You know, they were like, hey, we got to get you out of that 14. We got to get. I was like, 80 number, why? Just, okay. They give me 81. Had no sentimental value to me, none whatsoever. They trade and get Quincy Carter. Not Quincy Carter, Quincy Morgan. Mm-hmm. Q was 81. He liked number 81. That's what he wore in college. He wore it in Cleveland. Didn't mean nothing to me. He was like, hey, man, you know, I'll give you a little something for that number. It's yours. It's yours.
What you remember what he gave?
He gave me 10 stacks for it.
Ooh.
Shoot, rookie.
That's big back then. That's big back then.
Like, that's yours.
Yeah. Because
if
he really wanted to argue the fact,
correct. He could
have got it for free. He could have been like, Coach,
well,
I need 81.
Yeah,
he understood the game and said, here you go, Rook. I got 10 stacks for you.
So I was like, cool. So I got 84. Well, I get 84, and all I could think about was, damn, I got this number. If you're a Cowboys fan, you know 84 was Jay Novacek. Mm-hmm. Jay Novacek was known to have great hands. He was Troy's outlet guy, kind of like how Witten became Romo's guy. And I was like, okay, I got to catch the ball then. That's one thing I'm going to pride myself. I'm going to make sure I catch this ball. And I did. And so when I get 84, Parcells made me basically be Terry Glenn's understudy. Mm. So he was like, every time I see 83, I better see 84 shortly behind. I was like, come on now, Coach, really? If he goes and gets in the cold tubs, you're in the cold tubs. If I see him getting ice in the training room, you probably need to be in there getting it as well.
Yeah.
I was like,
which is solid advice, though.
It's very solid advice.
Right? Like when you think about it,
that's how I learned how to be a pro.
There you go.
That's how I learned how to be a pro.
Okay.
Yeah. This is an interesting tidbit right here. So rookie year, you know, I was a Reebok guy, and Terry Glenn was a Reebok guy.
That was the official brand of the Cowboys, the league.
NFL.
Yes.
The NFL, yeah. Because they gave me more money coming into the league than Nike did. Mm-hmm. Okay, a couple years after that, Nike came back around. Yeah. But
you got Nike money? Nike was stingy with that money.
They were very stingy.
Nike would give you
I did a little bit.
Yeah. Nike would give you all the merch in the world. Nike would give you $100,000 in merch and give you $5 to what you call it, right? Like, but all right, go ahead. You got the Reebok money.
I got the Reebok money, and so it's probably about 4 or 5 weeks into the season, and I didn't know, bro. I'm coming from NAIA school, brother. We got one pair of cleats. I brought my own. I had one pair of cleats for the season. Then the ones that I practiced in. And I wore my own. I wore Nikes during the game. Yeah. I always did the whole time I was there. And so I didn't know we had.
Go to the window.
Exactly. Didn't know that. Didn't know that. So it's about week 5, week 6, dude. TG came to. He sat down to me. He said, "Hey kid, man, them shit started to look bad, dude. You started to make us look bad." I was like, what, dude? What's wrong with my show? I said, TG, they broke in, man. They feel good, dog. I said, this is what I got. You're like, man, you got a whole shoe locker back there full of clear. I was like, back where? And I never know. Remember Coach K? Yeah. For the game, Coach K would always come and he'd be like, hey, man, what cleats you want and everything. I was like, I got my cleats in the locker. Like, okay. Never said. He never once said, "Hey, but you do have other cleats back here."
Cleats, gloves,
dude, I had it
warm
all.
weather, cold weather.
I had it all. So I was like, "What is he talking about?" He was like, "Man, go to the window and ask K, man." Go back there, and the training room was open. This is when at our lunchtime. Mm-hmm. So K's back there. He's doing some stuff. Him and Bucky, and I said, "K, TG said something about me having more cleats." He was like, "Yeah, I ask you every week. Do you need some more cleats?" I was like, but where they at though? Like, I don't see them in my locker. No. He was like, no, we keep them back here so you have space. Man, dude, he went to my locker, and you remember how Bruce Leroy looked when he got the magic touch?
Yeah.
And that gold came off him? That's how it looked when he opened. I was like, I was like, well, I'll be damned. Yeah. Man, I got cleats. From then on, I started switching my cleats about every 3 weeks. I was fresh.
Look fresh.
And TG, I was like, TZ,
You see,
in there,
you see me.
All right, good. Cause we were about to find you in the receiving room. I mean, you can't find me for cleats, man. Yeah, you had to looking bad.
Yeah, because you had the gloves, the cleats.
Yeah,
you can go and get as much.
And everything. And I had about 3 gloves that I just had on rotation.
Yeah.
And the Velcro was starting not sticking. They was stinking. Yeah.
I know they stink.
Like, man, hey, you got to step this up. That's part of being a professor. He said, you got to step this up. I went and bought like 2 or 3 suits straight off the rack. They wasn't cut to me, just oversized.
But that was the style.
Back then, you could wear
the Steve Harvey suits. Yes, you wore the Steve Harvey suits.
That's what you could do.
Absolutely.
Bro, TG was like, nah, man, dude, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. That's back, the shirts was bigger too. Yep. That's when that's when I learned how to do the French cufflinks. Yeah. And everything. But it be bunched up on you, that jacket, because them sleeves be big. And I had to learn how to get my dress game together for the road trips. They're like, nah, dude, you got to have a nice suit, man. He said, because when we get off these planes, the cameras are gonna be there. When we go to these games, you're getting off the bus, the cameras are gonna be there. You don't know if it's gonna be on you or where it's gonna be. You might be in the background shot, but you need to look decent. Right. You got to look right and everything. So he introduced me to this company called LAV. Okay. And they would come around. They had a lot of guys on the team that got suits from them. And so they came around, and he would have me. Then he ended up having another guy that he got that just worked with him pretty much, named Ricky. And Ricky did our custom stuff. We ordered the week. He would literally bring it to the game. For the following week and whenever the next time you was going to have to wear your suit and everything. And he was a lot cheaper than LAV. Yeah. So I love Ricky. He was a lot cheaper. He was probably about 35 cents cheaper. Yeah. Because it was just him. He ain't had no big overhead. So it was just him. So I was like, oh, yeah. So I did that. Started getting, like they always say, you look good, you play good. I started feeling better about myself a little bit and everything.
It's the cleats. You got good cleats.
I got good cleats, too. I got good cleats, too. I got good cleats, too. And I just started following TG just about everything he did. And I'm listening to him. I'm listening to Keyshawn. And I'm just, whatever vet I can pick brain, dude, that's who I'm. And then we had Dietrich Ward. They came from the Jets as well. So we got the 3 vets, and we got me and Terrence Copper, the 2 rookies. Yep. That's it. People don't understand that back then, bro, we only traveled basically with 4. If we traveled with 5 receivers, that was a luxury. Right. Parcells didn't travel with all them receivers like that. And so when we're got those 5 together, then we don't have that many in the team room. Right. It's 5 of us, and I think he had 2, maybe one other one, rookie that was on the practice squad. Right. That he bring in. And so I'm with TG all the time, and we didn't have cold tubs per se at Northwestern Oklahoma State. So I ain't getting cold tubs, right, brother. The one time I had to try to get in the cold bucket was I had a sprained ankle trying to get ready to play for that next week. And I couldn't barely keep it in there about 30, 45 seconds. I was yanking that thing apart. I was too cold. Like, you got to keep it in there. So picture trying to go in from about the stomach down in that cold water like that. And so this was Parcells was making everybody go. And you basically kind of went as positions. Oh, man. So it's my first time. I'm really getting in the cold tub, though. Really getting in the cold tub. TG gets in. Flozell is sitting in one next to him. And Flozell is getting ready to get out. Flo gets out. TG goes and gets in. And I'm sitting there just staring at the water. He was like, man, get your ass in. TG, I don't know if I can do it, though. I really don't know if I can do it, man. Flo like, man, get your ass in the tub. I was like,
and when Flo say stuff like people don't realize, like, Flo is a large human being.
I don't know if I can do this, though, man. So I go and get in from about the knees down. They was like, man, sit your ass down. I was like, I can't do it. I get out of there. I couldn't do it. It started hurting. They was like, dude. So that's back, you used to have the milk crates. Yep. So you could sit on it, and it would only be the top of the thighs. Yeah. So it was just enough to get in there. He was like, man, get the crate, sit on the crate then, and do that. Flo was like, F that. Get that crate. Get your ass in there. I'm like, Man, God, dog, bro. So I go ahead, let my nuts drop.
Because the next flow is going to grab you and put you in there.
He's going to get me and throw me in there. I don't want that one.
Yeah.
I don't want that because then there's everything.
Yeah.
I didn't want that one. I go ahead, he pulls the milk crate out. I get in there, and I kept going down. I didn't know it was that deep, and I kept going down. So then I just locked my arms out. I locked my arms out. I mean, it's hitting. Dude, I'm in there for about 45 seconds, maybe 48, and everything locked up. And I couldn't hold myself up no more. My whole body went in shock. I started sinking. Dude. Yeah. Man, you would have thought that I wasn't really in danger, dude. Flozell picks me up and just throws me over the side. And him and TG can't stop laughing. I'm like, y'all really are wrong for this, dude. I almost drowned. Hey, man, you ain't almost drowned, man. Come on, man. Stop. I was like, I almost drowned, dude. Y'all left me out there like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a while before I got back into the cold tub, dude.
Yeah.
It was probably about another week before I went and tried it again. Then once you get into it, you get used to it, then it just becomes routine. So then it just became like my happy place after prayer. I look forward to that thing. I get in that cold tub for about a good 20, 30 minutes, get out, get in the hot tub, let it flush.
Yeah.
It's time to go now, brother. It's time to go. I don't think people realize, they don't understand how important that cold tub is. Mm-hmm. It's not about being healthier. It's preventative maintenance. It's getting your legs ready for that next day that you finna be running.
And that's the part that when you hear it a lot of times. You tell a lot of young athletes, learn how to be a professional.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right. Learning how to be a professional is understanding the preventative, correct. Understanding, like, don't just leave.
This is prevention.
Like get in the cold tub, right? Like absolutely. Go. Hey, you know what? Stretching after practice.
Stretched. Absolutely.
Go, like all these things now, because when you first get there, you like practice over. I'm out.
Yeah.
And then you see the vets like, why the vets sticking around here?
What they doing?
What they doing?
Yep.
And then you realize this is why the guy's been in it for 10 years.
Right up in that thing.
Yeah.
I'd be right there behind TJ. I'd be like, all right.
So
you get in the cold tub? Yeah, all right, cool, let's go.
So you get through your rookie season, and now things are progressing for Patrick Crayton, right? Yeah. Like now you're getting in the good graces of Parcells, yeah, right? He is. You took heed to follow around TG.
Yeah.
Follow around Keyshawn. Learn what these guys are doing. Now you find yourself not only in the special teams game, but take a time out. Speak about just how important if you a late round pick.
Oh, you better be on special teams.
Speak to that briefly how important that is to keep yourself on a roster.
So watch this. This is the funny thing.
So now let me ask this question. We'll get right back to that. Is Joe Avezzano your special teams coach? Who's the special teams coach at that time?
Joe's not there. Brewster Haven.
Okay, Brewster Haven. I got you.
So people don't know who Brewster Haven is. Brewster Haven was a special teams coach for Buffalo during the Music City Mirror when they lost to Tennessee.
Gotcha.
My brother-in-law was on Buffalo squad. So Wade got a chance to coach my brother-in-law as well as myself.
Gotcha.
But yes, being on special teams, let's see. Parcells had me working as the holder on field goals.
Field goal.
I was the up back on punt.
PP.
I was press protector. I was a working return guy. And I was working like the L2, L3 on kickoff coach.
Oh, you got it easy.
And I'm glad I didn't want to go cover nobody's kickoffs.
I was in the L5 category. I was R5, L5.
See, what happened was, Keith kind of made it rough for anybody that came after him with that position.
You're talking about Keith Davis?
Keith Davis, yeah. Because KD was a man-child. He didn't care. He would take all 205. And that's when you can have the wedge.
Yeah. No, four-man wedge.
Yeah, four-man wedge.
Hands together.
Locked up and linked up.
Linemen.
Yeah.
300 pounds apiece. Yep. You're talking about 1,000 pounds that you got.
Getting a head start on you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got to
just run and just launch himself into the and I've seen him put many of 300-pounders down with his 205.
Yeah. No, you can.
Yeah.
But it's going to hurt.
It's a mentality.
It's a mentality.
It's a mentality you got to have. But, when you get in there, go introduce yourself to the special team coach. I mean, that's first and foremost. And so, I made sure I did that with every special team coach that I've ever had. First time we had team meeting or special team meeting, I went and introduced myself. Yeah. Plain and simple.
What was some of during practice meetings, whatever? Like, what was some of the moments like with Bill Parcells that you were like?
Oh, you want a Parcells-ism?
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, I got a box full of them.
Yeah,
dude.
we got time.
I got a box full of them. I remember him having a conversation with me midway through rookie year. And he goes, hey, you know what? I think you're starting to get it. I don't think the lights are too big for you. It's not too bright in here for you. You're starting to get it. You understand it. You still don't know shit, but you're better.
Compliment sandwich.
I do, yeah. Compliment and put you be like, okay, at least I know something though, coach.
Right.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I remember him coming. I used to love Parcells because Parcells will come and talk to you about stuff other than football. And he comes to me. He goes, "Hey, 84. What you driving these days?" I said, "Coach, I got a truck." I said, "What kind of truck you got?" A Chevy Avalanche. Okay, that's good. That's a good car. That's a good car. Yeah, it's a good car to have and everything. It's quality, everything. Not expensive. He said, "Don't go blow all your money on all these cars. Not until you made something.
Right.
And you haven't made shit. So don't go buying all those cars and everything. Where you staying at?" "Coach, just got a townhouse up the street from here." "Okay, that's good. I said, I got a good deal on it too, Coach. That's good. Save your money. Mind you now, week 8, 9, we still banging full pads. And he looks at me and he goes, "Hey, if you keep it up and you stay working at this and everything, you should be able to play 12, 13 years. And back in my mind, man, if every year is going to be like this, I don't want to play 12, 13, man. God dang, you are beating the crap out of us, dude. But it went to play that's what he wanted, was a mentally tough football player and a mentally tough team. That's what he would play those games with you. He would do stuff like, if it was too hot for him, we go in the bubble. Remember, that's before we had the bubble fell down and everything. We go in the bubble. But he wasn't going to turn no AC on. He was going to open one door at the opposite end.
To get the flow through wind?
Dude, that was
it.
He was like, "You see that right there? That's the light at the end of the tunnel. That's all you're getting." Man, take us back outside.
Yeah.
God, now you got us in the hot box in
here,
man.
It's hotter in the bubble.
Just take it. At least we can get some air.
Yeah.
You want to see how tough he's going to be.
And so you work through all this, and now like things are happening for you, right? And to go from a 7th round pick, I'm on a rookie contract.
Yep.
Right. Now it's payday.
It's coming up on payday.
It's coming up on payday, right?
And Parcells wasn't there when I got paid though.
He wasn't.
So
this time,
so I played out my first 3 on my rookie deal.
Right.
And then I was a restricted free agent. So they played around and they ended up giving me the second round tenure.
Got it. That was like one of some change, like 1 point and some change.
It was 1-3, I think it was. So I was first time. I was like, shit, I ain't turning that down.
Right, of course.
And so I remember the new coaching staff. That's when Wade got there, Garrett, Coach Sherm, Skip Pete, all them boys was there. And we get in there the first day we get back to OTAs.
All right, before we get there, I do want to ask one question before we pass through the Bill Parcells era. There is Sean Payton on that staff.
First 2 years I had Sean Payton.
You had Sean Payton. What was it to work under Sean Payton?
When you talk about precise, if he
attention to detail.
If he tells you 10 to 12 on a curl, you better hit 12 and be coming back. Don't be at 11. Don't be at 13. You better be at 12 and coming back. If he tells you a 9 stop and you at 8, it's probably a pick. If you at 10, the ball's you're gonna miss the ball because you're gonna turn your head around like. But it was attention to every detail. You watch me go and draw up stuff on the board and everything. That's where I get it from. Right. Because when I say we will drill this in freaking installation, dude, it was, bro, it's precise. It better be. He's like, quarterback's taking 5 and letting it go. Right. And if you ain't there, that's on you.
So you got Sean Payton, his attention to detail, but there's also a young Tony Romo in this mix.
Very young Tony Romo. Yeah.
Very young Tony Romo, right?
So Rose in his second year, Rose is still the 3rd string quarterback. Because my rookie, we ended up having Vinny Testaverde, Then we had Drew Henson.
Yeah.
Who was
Baseball.
the backup, baseball. And then you got Romo.
Right.
And then 2005, we get Drew Bledsoe. And it's like, okay, god dang, okay, well, who's, what's and it's crazy. Me and Terrence used to talk about this all the time. Probably 2005, going into 2006, we was like, man, you know what? He came to me and we were sitting on the sidelines in between teams and everything. He goes, dude, he said, I'm looking to see what Roe gonna do. I said, dude, me too. I said, because we've been practicing with each other, goddamn. So I'm like, sure, hopefully it looked for me, and everything. And then when he got put into the starting lineup at halftime during the New York Giants game.
What year was that?
2006.
2006.
And it was funny because we come in to the locker room and all the coaches is in Parcells' quarters. Nobody's saying nothing. It's kind of quiet in there and everything. We like, dang, everybody can say, I think he's going to make a change, dude. I'm like, for real? Like, dang, okay. He came out of the office, and he was like, 9, you're up, and walked out.
Just like that.
All he said. That was all was said at halftime, bro. There was no other. He didn't address the rest of the team, no nothing. He was like, 9, you're up. I don't even think he even told Bledsoe, because Bledsoe was sitting next to him. He was sitting next to him. I was like, damn, that's how he told him, huh?
And that was the start of
Tony Romo,
yeah. Right? Halftime of a game, 9, you're in, and you move forward, right? So you get through that season, and Romo's developing, you're developing, the chemistry is coming, all this stuff is coming together, right? And then this roster begins to get loaded through the draft. We're talking about DeMarcus Ware. We're talking about Spears.
2005
we're talking about Anthony.
I remember we got Marion that same year.
Marion Barber.
We ended up getting some.
You had
Anthony
Jason
Fasano.
Witten, Anthony Fasano.
Yeah, we ended up getting.
Did you play?
Guys.
Well, you weren't there with Dan Campbell.
Yeah, DC.
You had rookie. You had Dan. You had
now that's funny, because
Let's hear it.
DC coaches like Parcells.
That's
why I'm not surprised what Detroit's doing. And Aaron Glenn's there.
Yes.
And Aaron, if anybody knows Aaron Glenn, he's all of 5'9".
He a pit bull.
But he a pit bull. Exactly. He's a deranged Frenchie. He ain't pit bull. He's a deranged Frenchie. They try to bite everything.
Yeah.
But they don't leave you alone.
Yeah.
They don't leave you alone. That's AG.
Yeah.
That's AG. So I'm not shocked what Detroit's at, because I'm like, he's finna bring that mentality up there.
Because people laughed at the bite the kneecaps and bite him again.
I was like, no, that's Parcells all damn day. I'm just telling you. Because Dan played for him at the Giants, then at Dallas.
Yeah.
And so the core of our guys were Parcells guys.
Yep.
That's the thing. So when 2007 came, we go 13-3. That wasn't a shock to none of us. We was like, we've been in this thing for 3 years. The core
building
of us,
this
3-4 years together building this. So that wasn't a shock to us. And so, give you my Dan Campbell story. So
we're fans here on this show, Unfiltered. We're fans of the Motor City Dan Campbells.
Absolutely.
We're fans of Dan Campbell.
So DC, this is when Parcells. That's a whole nother ball game, because Parcells started off training camp with live goal line. I'm looking. I said, did he just say live goal line?
Yeah.
And he meant every word of it.
Live, tackle to the ground.
Four downs, inside the 5.
Man.
Best 11 wins. Tackle to the ground.
For those of you who don't know, that's war.
That's war.
That is, and to start training, and I love the mentality, because he's saying, we're going to be tough.
That's what we're going to be doing.
We're going to be a tough football team.
Yeah,
we're not going to pussyfoot around this thing. To start training camp, day one, full pads, and go goal line, the mentality, the culture is saying, if you aren't tough, you won't be here.
Yeah. So Dan's, this is probably on 3rd and goal. I think we moved it up to the 2. Well, quarterback sometimes may give a different check at the line of scrimmage. He gives an audible. I guess Witt didn't quite hear it. So we're 13 personnel. Dan's sitting here. Witt's like where you're at, kind of off.
Yeah.
And you see Witt going, damn, what's the play? What did he check to? What did he do? Dan didn't bat out. He didn't look his way or nothing. And I was like, damn, that's messed up. Dan goes, motherfucker, you should have been listening. I'm like, God dang. That's cold right there. But I was like, dang, this could hurt the play right here. Dan wasn't trying to hear that. He's like, no, you going to learn. This is with second year.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you finna learn this, man.
Yeah.
You better be paying attention in the home. And Hurd the check. I was like, well, mind me not to ask Dan what the play was. They ain't doing that one. But that was just that mentality that we had.
Right.
The one time Parcells ripped me a new asshole, we are working on 2-minute offense. Remember Parcells? So, it's not even 2-minute offense. Situational football. Parcells would stop practice in the middle of practice. And he'd be like, offense up, give me 11 personnel. You look at the quarterback, he goes, hey, it's 3rd and 7. You got no timeouts. You got 7 seconds left. Need a field goal to win from the plus 48. That's it. Let's go. So that's that situation. Let's go. Quarterback need to know we better all be on the same page. TG's got to clear out, take it on up the sidelines, get man, speed out, get my 8 yards. Well, instead of getting my 8 and going right out of bounds, I'm counting the seconds in my head. I'm like, okay, that was 3. I take it up about another 4 or 5 yards. Then I get out. Parcells is on the sidelines where I go out of bounds at. He literally looked down the sidelines, dude. And you remember in Malcolm X, when Malcolm put his hand up like that?
Yeah.
And pointed?
Yeah.
Parcells did this. You see everybody do this back up. All I heard was, oh, shit. So I'm going back. What you doing? You been a hero? Now, do I need those extra 5 yards? Me thinking I'm giving a smart answer, I was like, no, Coach. I said, but I counted in my head, I was getting the kicker a better kick, a closer kick. I didn't ask you to get my kicker a better kick. I pay him to kick, so he better make it. You get me what I need to get and get your ass out of bounds.
Yeah.
Everybody just came through and just hit me with the,
it's all right, dog.
You all right, dog.
It's all right, dog. It's all right.
TG was like, man, get your ass out of bounds next time. I was like, TG, man, but we still had time. Man, I don't care. Get your ass out of bounds. I learned then.
Yeah.
Get my ass out of bounds.
And so now, like that 2007, I always look at that roster, like that 2007 roster.
We had 13 Pro Bowlers.
13 Pro Bowlers. That roster was insane.
Yeah, 13 Pro Bowlers, dude.
Insane.
Yeah.
In freaking sane.
Damn near the whole line. Damn near the whole O-line went. TG went. I mean, not TG. T.O. went. Witt goes. Romo goes. Marion goes. Like, yeah, it was ridiculous, bro.
So you mentioned the name. Throughout that time, T.O. comes.
T.O. came in 06, yeah.
So
he was not a Parcells favorite.
Yeah. So this goes back to when people talk about Jerry meddling and stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
This wasn't a Bill Parcells.
This was not a Parcells
trade.
move. No.
This is
the Jerry move.
This is the Jerry move.
This is Jerry
right.
move,
This is the Jerry move. This is what is T.O. like? Like what is he as a player, as a person, and how did that dynamic work in the locker room on the field at that time?
This is the crazy thing about 8-1. I think a lot of media, you'll never hear teammates say he was a horrible teammate.
Right.
He didn't show up to play.
Just Donovan McNabb.
Yeah,
that's personal.
That's personal. That's personal. You know, I got a whole story for that one too, because he told us everything that happened.
Oh, well, let's hear it.
And so T.O. gets there, and immediately Parcells is done told himself, I don't care who he is, I'm not gonna like him. At first he would just call him 8-1. So that's why I was messing with him. I'm like, 8-1. That's what he knows. That's his number though. That's his number anyway. So he don't mind you calling him 8-1. It's just I think the way Parcells said it.
Right.
And then as we got into training camp, he wouldn't even call him his number or his name. He called him the player.
The player when he was on the bike.
All right, you talk about the funniest shit, dude.
Let's hear about it.
So this is how this originated though. Remember that's the year Lance Armstrong gets busted for the doping stuff.
Yes.
And it's in the middle of Tour de France and everything and stuff like that. So T.O. has this idea. He's already plotted this, dude. He had pulled his hammy. Yeah. He pulled his hammy, and he went and got his own second opinion outside of gym them and everything. He was like, man, I know it's strained. He said, I know my body. It's not feeling right. So he went. It was a tear. It was a tear. So now he's on there. We had just played Seattle in the preseason. I got a high ankle sprain. Marion rolled up on me in the end zone, rolled up on the back of my ankle. This the irony of it. I was blocking Ken Hamlin when he was playing for Seattle. So as soon as he got there, I was like,
come on,
dude,
dog.
You remember, man, when he was in the end zone? You could have said, bro, it's preseason. You could have pulled me out the way, man.
Right.
He was like, man, look, I ain't know he was going to fall like that.
Then he realized when he got there, Marion was going to fall like that.
So I get a high ankle sprain. So I'm already in the boot and everything. Got to be riding my bike during training camp and everything. And T.O. go, hey, I got something for y'all tomorrow at practice. And I was like, man, what you got? He said, you'll see. Y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see. So I get on out there, man. I get on my bike, dude. Now all of a sudden you hear a crowd. You kind of hear some laughter, and you hear the crowd going loud. And I was like, that must be A1 right there. Then when he came around that corner with that yellow jersey and the bike tights on, bruh, and the helmet with the shades, and he ordered the bike clip shoes with the clip in. He came down there, man, just got on the bike like ain't nothing happened, and sat right next to me. I said, oh, no. You move this bike over. Nope, ain't finna look like I'm partying with you, dude. Nope, I'm riding over here. He was like, what, man, what? I was like, bruh, you figure cussed out. And you just see Parcells just staring at him the whole time, bro. I was like, this guy here he is definitely going to poke the bear. He is that guy. Yeah. I mean, it was all in fun because I'm like, he want me to ride the bike. Cool. Had to get my bike gear. I was like, this boy really did. He ordered it, dude, and had it shipped to Oxnard.
That's crazy.
To ride the bike.
So you go from give me the damn ball and Keyshawn.
Hey, look.
To now you go to.
Now I go to T.O.
Yeah. But his work ethic, like dude, this is.
Like none other. Like none other. He definitely made me step mine up because you know the times where we would, after a play, there's an end zone. Yep. Things like that. And I remember when he first started that, Garrett used to be like, hey, we can't go to the end zone after every play. He's like, ain't that the goal? Yeah. My goal is to get to the end zone. Now, what you doing? I was like, what are you gonna say about that? Okay, we just can't do it every play. We can't do it. How about we just, we do it every 5 or he was like, all right, we're in the period with it. Everybody. He said, even you. And Garrett was like, even me? Okay. So all the coaches have to start running down after we finished our 12-play or whatever it was drive within team period. Everybody. That's why Buck would always announce last play. Right. Everybody get ready. Let's get it. Yeah. Let's get it. But he got us used to that's where we wanted to finish our drives. Every drive we wanted to finish in the end zone. Right. But that work ethic. Like he would come out some days without his cleats. He'd come out in flats on grass. Like, dude, what you doing? Like, man, I'm working on my footwork, man, getting in and out of my brakes to keep me from spreading out and trying to reach. I got to get there and stay low. I was like, dang, I never thought about that one, bro. I said, but I'm not finna do that. I'm going to get these turf shoes with these nubs. Like linemen. Right. Like them linemen. I work on it that way. Them turf shoes are heavy, though, bro. So I stopped doing it. I said, no, I'm going to get these cleats, dog. Forget that. But it was just the little bitty things extra that he would do with stuff. And you watch him work his releases. And I used to try to work different stuff to improve my game off of the stuff I saw him do. And I'd be picking his brain, talking to him all the time. Just like I did with TG. Right. 2 different players. But I was like, shit, I can incorporate some of TG with me. I can incorporate some of the stuff he does with it. If I can bring that into the slot, I should be okay. Right. So that's what I started trying to do. And sometimes where I could do a power release. Sometimes I got to do my TG and do a speed release. Right. But it was helping my game keep doing this every year. Every year I said, okay, I got to get better at this. Okay, every year I got to get better at this. And the one thing I will credit Todd Haley for is when I got there, my rookie year, Parcells compared me to Hines Ward and Who's my other receiver that used to be in
Steve Smith?
No. Oh, God dang it.
What team?
He was with Baltimore for a second. He was with Arizona.
Boston? David Boston?
Not David Boston. Went to Florida State.
Not P-Dub.
No, receiver. The other receiver. Went to Florida State. God dang it.
I can't think about it.
I can't.
It'll come to us.
But anyway,
Taylor, look it up.
He made me. I had to watch all of their film. He's like, yeah, you do the dirty work that they do. Because you know how Ward had to go in there and block them safeties, crack them safeties. Other receiver he made me do. Anquan Bolden.
Okay, yep.
And he's like, Anquan, you got to do what they do. That's going to be you. That's what you got to do. I was like, bigger than both of them, but okay. Okay, this should be it. Man, people understand going to crack them safeties and hitting linebackers, bro.
That's a different life.
That's not for the weak-hearted, bro.
No. At that time, you had real safety that would knock your head off, and you had linebackers you had nasty linebackers.
You had 245, 50-pound linebackers, not these 225, not these hybrids.
No, you had real mean dudes.
Bruh.
So, of course, we all heard about the TO on the bike, right? But then we also hear about the TO with I got 75 million reasons.
25.
25 million.
Yeah.
You remember the reason?
Yeah.
Like, what was the backstory behind the whole
He took a couple
suicide thing?
He took the wrong, and wasn't a suicide.
I don't know. I mean, I'm doing my air quotes.
Yeah, I got you. He basically said he took the wrong medication. He thought he was taking the one the doctors had gave him, helped him go to sleep, but it wasn't. It was the wrong ones he took, and that's what you get there.
Yeah.
That's just from him.
Yeah.
That's from him. All right, this ain't media saying this stuff. It's from A1.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey.
But it was never that was never his.
Hell no.
Never his thought process.
Right. Hell no.
Right. And I like over the time, like I've gotten to know T.O. and we spent time together. Like it never seemed to be like that was his thing.
Ever.
But again, when you're in Dallas, the smallest thing.
Absolutely.
When you're Terrell Owens, it gets blown out of proportion.
True.
Is this weighing on the locker room? Is it weighing on Parcells and all that kind of stuff and Wade? Like how is?
I don't think so, man. I don't think so at all. Simply because of T.O.'s not worried about it. But I don't think, and I'm trying to think, did that happen in 06? Was that 06 or 08? I'm trying to think if Parcells was here or was it Wade?
Might have been Wade.
I think it was Wade.
Okay.
So it had to be 08 then. Yep. Had to be 08. And that's in the midst of the year we have you go from 13-3 to some turmoil. Right. You go to some turmoil. Yeah. And so that was in the middle of all that. But nobody ever said T.O. finna commit no suicide.
But there's also the conversation at that point in time is with around T.O. is a number 9 and number it was 06? It was 06.
Okay. Gotcha.
But at that time
2008 was you was there then.
No, I came next year. I came 09. We'll get there. Yeah, I promise you.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But during that time.
Oh, that's right, because the new stadium had just got.
Correct.
Yeah, you're right. Okay,
correct.
Gotcha.
But there is the conversation of, man, from T.O. and others.
Absolutely.
And the way that you look. Now, remind you, this is unfiltered with Jesse Holley. We don't ride the fence here. We don't.
You know, I ain't never rode no fence.
That's why I like
it. I don't even like being on.
That's why I love you. At that time, the conversation is now from T.O. and some others are saying, hey, 9 and 82, they doing some things that ain't right. They drawing some stuff up in the dirt. They didn't coagulated some things, and they didn't push 81 out to the side. Like, how is the locker room, the meeting rooms, just the practice? Like, what is the dynamic of the Cowboys at that time when you're seeing this thing happen? And is it? Well, do you feel like it's true?
But yeah, absolutely. But what you do have is you know how it is once you start losing and stuff is not going the way you anticipated it going. The littlest things and they will become major. Yeah. And I think at first when they were kind of having their side conversations, never paid attention to it. Mm-hmm. And then one day I'm looking over and I'm like, man, like they drawing up routes. I'm like, hey, okay, let me get over there a little bit closer. Go a little closer. They absolutely are talking about routes and coverages and what you should do. Hey, on this one, do this because it's going to be more low in kind of a way. And I was like, man, they plotting. Damn. So I'm like, hey, one is getting balls taken from him. get balls taken away from me too. Shit. So I was like, dang. So I saw go over there one day, and I was like, hey man, y'all gonna include us and everything? I'm just making joking and everything and stuff, but I'm so serious.
Yeah,
about it.
there's a lot of truth and a lot of jokes.
So serious, and Wick kind of chuckles it off and everything. So I'm like, damn. All right, cool. Now we're in the locker room one day, and they're doing it again, and we're sitting over, because this time in the middle of the locker room, at lunchtime, we might play cards or whatever, shoot the shit in the middle of the locker room while we on lunch and everything. Media's gone. And so I was like, damn, they did it again. And I think I kind of said it under my voice, but loud enough where people around me could hear it, and it was well within 8-1's earshot. And I think that's all I needed to do was have him hear it. They were like, damn, what they talking about over there? And he don't even try to go be discreet about the shit. He was like, hey, y'all gonna put us in this too? So we want the ball? And I was like, sure do. Sure do, I do want the ball though. He ain't lying, I want the ball though. Yeah. I'm like, damn, they are kind of like secretly drawing stuff. And then you go and look at certain plays, you can go back look at film, and it's like, wait a minute.
That ain't the route. That ain't the way it's drawn up.
Be like, dang. And I'll give you what really capped it off. 2008, we have to go up to Pittsburgh. And it's still in the playoff hunt, everything and stuff like that.
Not that cold game you always tell me about?
Oh, that's that cold game, brother. That's that cold. This the cold. This how cold it was. Stephen McGee was the third-string quarterback at the time. It was Romo, John Kitna, Stephen McGee was our third string. That's when Garrett still wanted to travel with 3 quarterbacks. And so I always had this thing. Me and Ro would go out there, warm up before the game and everything. Ro was like, man, it's too cold. I'm not coming out until we all go out. I was like, damn, I got to get out there, man. I'm breaking my routine.
Right.
So Steve McGee was calling Stevie Matt. He was like, I got you. I was like, all right, cool. All right, cool. I said, I'm finna get ready to throw my stuff on. I see you out there. Cool. I get out there. When I got out there first. And Pittsburgh Stadium, it's right on that river. Mm-hmm. And the open end is on the river. Bruh, I have never been slapped so hard. Like literally, I think he slapped the snot out of me. Yeah. And it was the wind. You come out of that tunnel, and as soon as I came out into the open air and came around the corner, it was white out. Bitch, get your ass back in there. And I was like, God, this can't be humanly right. They planning this stuff? Planning. Steven comes out, man. By this time, I done got warmed up a little bit. I got my beanie on, everything. My music's in there. He coming. You get that hard snot that be on top of the stands. Mm-hmm. It's done already formed on. Yeah. I'm trying to get it off and everything. So he comes, I say, Stevie Mac, I got about 5 good routes, 6 maybe, dude. So let's throw these ball accurate. I said, ain't no need for you to drill no slant, and don't drill this stop. I said, we get in the mid. I said, go on, you can throw them in there. I get them. Bro, we ran the tree and everything. I ran a dig route, my last route. Stevie Mac threw the ball about 5 feet over my head. I didn't even see the ball hit the ground, bro. I was already headed back to the top. Yeah, I said, you go get that one. I don't know where it went. I don't know if it hit somebody or not, bro. I was already on my way back to the tunnel. I said, not getting that one. I was gone. I was like, this is ridiculous. These cats playing this stuff all the time. But it's a mentality when I've learned that when you go to those cold weather states and them teams and them cities, that becomes a mentality. Yeah. So when they start talking about home field advantage, it is unless you are Kansas City playing Buffalo. Then ain't no advantage. Right. There ain't no advantage. We both playing this cold crap. Yeah. And so both of them is used to that stuff, so they ain't advantage. Now, when Miami had to go to Kansas City, it was definitely an advantage. You saw that one. Speed ain't the same in the cold, brother. It is not the same in the cold.
But you're in Pittsburgh, and you're saying that this is when Ish finally hit the fan. Or it's absolutely over. Now it's all over the fan.
So we're playing Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh busts a coverage. Well, if we go 585 out of 11 personnel, what would Garrett always tell? He'd be like, if you got man one-on-one on that side, take the other 10 guys off the field. We're throwing the comeback to Harvey all day long. Pittsburgh bust the coverage. I'm up the seam like literally so low by myself. I was like, God dang. He didn't even check it out. I get back and you see the safety and the nickel talk. They was like, hey, that's yours. I was like, they busted. Okay, cool. Let's fast forward to fourth quarter. We were up 13-7. They come down, tie it, 2 field goals, tie it. 13-13, we're driving. I think we're on right around our 40-yard line. Well, we got that Y option out of 11. Witt has his option route. He can come out, he can come in. I'm in the slot, I'm clearing out. Got outside, got that 5. They did it again, bro. You know who he threw it to and tried to force it to?
What?
Pick 6. We lost 2013. That pretty much put us out the playoffs right there. Oh, now I know it's really finna go off now, bro.
Yeah.
We get on the plane, and remember Britt Brown?
Yeah, it's my guy.
So I absolutely love Britt. But Britt said something, and he said it's the A1 at the wrong time.
Yeah.
At the wrong time. I thought A1 was gonna try to whoop his ass. And he was like, man, you talking to? He did try to force that shit. And I was like, he forced it. He absolutely forced it. I can attest to that.
I love how you just in the back like, well,
I can attest to that one. He forced the hell out of it because my dude that was supposed to be sticking me went straight to 82.
Yeah.
I mean, he what I say, baited him into it.
Boy, sort of like the Packers. Never mind.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. What he did with that. Yeah. That kind of bait. Yeah, that kind of bait right there.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like I'm going to go with this guy, but I'm not really going there. I know where you want to go.
Yeah.
I know you're finna try to force this ball to 88.
Yeah.
And 13's wide open, but you ain't finna throw to him because he's too open. That'd be too much like right. So he says that, and I basically have to grab A1 and push him on down the aisle to get on the thing. He's still yelling at him and everything, stuff like that. And I was just like, yep, this is. Of course, that's how the meeting went. That Monday.
I know.
That Monday. This is when the infamous me, Tio, and Roy crashed into or stormed Garrett's office.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know better than that one, bro.
Yeah.
You know better than that, dog. Come on, man. They got to cut that one out, bro. And the fact that he even told that lie. He goes, we're sitting in our team meeting. We broke up. We're in office meeting with the receivers. And Coach Sherm goes, hey, Garrett wants to see each one of y'all, you know what I'm saying, one by one.
Shout out to Coach Sherm.
Absolutely. That's my dog.
That's my guy.
Coach Sherm. Love him, man. Love him. And I was like, okay. So, we kind of laughing like, oh, shit, what do you want to say to each one of us? So I like, who want to go first? I was like, screw it, I go ahead and go. Let me go ahead and get mine out the way. And he going to really be talking to y'all.
Right.
He really be talking to y'all. I'm going to go ahead and go. Because this time, we got Roy.
Yeah.
So I go in there, and he was like, hey, just want to clear up some things, you know what I'm saying, with you and with the other 2 guys and everything. I'm going to have them come in here in a little bit. Just want to let you know that, it's not choosing any favorites. We're not pointing fingers at nobody. If we're going to do it, we got to stay together. And this stays in-house. This is between us. I was like, okay. Figured he was going to give me some BS,
right.
which he did.
The Garrett special.
He said, I'm working, trying to get you the ball more. Man, bro, like Cat Williams said, bro, right now I'd bust his stomach. Just flat out, like, really? That's really? Because you ain't showed that to nobody but 82.
Right.
We know he going to get his balls.
Right.
Cool. Roy goes in, T.O. goes in. I get to the house. It's on ESPN already. So I called Sherm. I said, man, what the hell's going on? I'm like, what's God talking about? We done stormed his. I was like, he called us and he was like, man, Sherm don't really cuss.
Right.
This is the first time I heard him cuss. Man, I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. I'm going to have a talk to him about that one. Yeah. I don't like that at all. I'm like, well, you get to him before I do. Goddamn, because no, I'm going to get this cleared. I'm going to talk to you tomorrow. Once I get out, I'm going to talk to him about it. I'm like, okay. Garrett never really said anything else, but I had already seen that was probably writing on the wall for 8-1.
Yeah.
And that year.
Yeah. They traded for Roy, so now that time it's like.
Yeah. And then that was the last kind of straw was I'm like, the way they do it is they invest in their quarterback more than they will that top receiver because they're like, this one got to run my team. He got to get to everybody. This is one guy, regardless of his talent, he's messing up my quarterback. My quarterback cannot handle that. Which, when you look at it in hindsight of 2020, I get it. You can't have that one guy that's messing with your quarterback. Right. Because then the quarterback feels like I got to be obligated to force him the ball, i.e. Dak and CD. But that's another story. Another story.
We'll get to that later.
I've seen this. I've read this book before.
This horror story before.
I've seen this story. I've seen this story. When you get receivers that will do that to the quarterback, and it'll make it look like he's not even calling the quarterback out. He make it look like he's ignoring whatever the quarterback is trying to say.
Right.
They're going to blow it. And we in Dallas?
Yeah.
Oh, the media's going to blow that one up. Out of proportion. It could have been nothing. But then Mama gets involved. Oh my God, Mama, we got to start controlling these family members.
We'll get to the family drama. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. So let's fast forward. To spring 2009.
Oh, here we go.
Let's get to let's fast forward. So now you at this point in time, you're a seasoned vet. Mm-hmm. You are an elder statesman in the Cowboys organization and the offense.
Because I literally think once T.O. was gone, then me and Roy were the two elders.
Yes. Yeah. So it was Roy, you, then it was Miles, and Sam Hurd.
Sam, yep.
Right? So you had guys like that. Isaiah Stanback at some point in time, it was in that mix too.
And remember, and then
2009 comes, and there's this show happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a reality show happening called 4th and Long with Michael Irvin. And it's happening during the time of minicamp and OTAs, veteran minicamp, and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
And there's this kid on this show, and he wins this show.
Okay, yep.
And
I think I know him too.
Yeah. So this kid wins this show, and the winner of this show gets an invite to the Cowboys training camp.
Correct.
But he's not at OTAs.
No, he's not.
He's not at minicamp.
I know where you're going with it.
In any of these things.
So check it out. So this is where he's going.
No, let me set this.
No, you're not setting nothing up. I got this. So what happens is they go around the locker room and they're asking people about the 4th and Long show. What do you think about it and everything? And the guy comes to me. Now they always come like right after we getting off the field. It's hot, we sweaty. And I'm one of the type that whatever you ask me is on the tip of my mind at that time, that's what's coming out. So they asked me, hey, this kid over here, Jesse, I think he's gonna win the thing. What do you think about everything? How what do you? I said, well, I don't know him. I said, but right now he ain't here. He ain't helping the team. I said, until he gets here, we'll see. I said, but right now we're about the guys in this locker room. Jesse thought I was the biggest asshole. And it wasn't even directed at him.
He's saying this nicely. It was a lot more spicy.
It was not.
It was
not.
Like, so I'm sitting in my hotel room, right? I've won the show, and we're doing things back channel, right? So I'm preparing, and this news thing comes on. It's like, the Cowboys finished practice, and they're like, veteran wide receiver Patrick Crayton, and he asked him about the show, and I'm like, okay, this is about to be my teammate, right? This is about to be, and he's like, who? I'm like, damn. He's like, is he out here right now?
So that's how I said it?
Who? The face he's making right now.
With the same zest.
Who? Is he out here right now? Man, all I care about is who out here right now, who gonna be helping this football team. Whenever he get here, we'll see about when he get here. And I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm like, damn, that's how they feel? Like, I'm already a little self-conscious because I'm like, they're going to think this is a joke, but I'm really trying to find my way in this world again.
Absolutely.
And so, now mind you, I have to kind of simmer in all of this, and I'm watching the news, and I sneak into Valley Ranch, myself and Joe Arizano, and we're watching installs that they record. They record the install. Yeah. So I'm watching installs, and I'm writing stuff down, and I'm watching you, and I'm watching Roy, and I'm watching Sam and Miles, and I'm like trying to figure out where and how and what's going to happen because Jason won't give me a playbook.
Absolutely. No, he won't.
So I get to training camp. It was the first time I get to training camp, right?
Well, actually, you came because Jerry had the draft party. Remember, because it was the first year the stadium was open.
Yes.
When he has a draft party.
Yes.
Well, and
I forget about this.
I see about this. And so I wasn't even thinking about the whole comment when they asked me about it thing. I see him, I was like, oh, that's the cat that won the 4th long. Cool. So I immediately go over to him. I said, hey, man, how you doing, man? Patrick Krause said, man, welcome to the Cowboys, dude. Good to have you here. His mouth dropped. He couldn't even say nothing. I was like, damn. I go back and look at Russ and said, he don't talk much.
Because now in my head, I'm trying to process. I hear what he says on the news, then he comes up to, so I'm like, damn, I don't know how to approach this thing now. I'm confused. Yeah. I'm caught off guard.
You're on the team now, brother. Once you get that helmet and they say he's coming, he's here, brother, you in.
So now I'm at training camp, and I will say this is where I begin to give flowers. Because, now hearing about how TG was and how T.O. was and really understanding how to be a vet.
Yeah.
One of the first things that you told me at that time was like, listen, dog, learn everything.
Everything.
Because Coach was like, hey, you're the Z. And I was like, all right, bet. I'm just doing all Z stuff. And you pulled me to the side and you said, listen.
I said, no, learn it all.
He said, learn it all. He said, not only learn it all, man, learn the coverages.
Everything.
Learn it like a quarterback.
Yep.
And I was like, what? He's like, man, learn it all. It's going to help you. Like, I get it. Coach said learn Z, but learn everything so that when Coach turn around and need a sub,
you in that thing.
You in there. And I was like, all right, cool. But now this is, again, I'm just now getting all information. It's a lot to just be started. And I'm in training camp now. This is nut cutting time, right? Yeah. So I'm like.
And people don't understand how thick that book is with the plays in it. Yeah. When you get that training camp, they say this is your Bible.
Right.
Literally, wherever you go, it goes with you. Plain and simple. And so he is wearing paper out. He's probably going through 3 pencils a day.
Yeah.
He's wearing it out.
And so
I was like, dang, okay.
I get to practice, and this is when I was like, oh, this dog, he don't like me, man. Like, I'm going to have to, we're probably going to fight. Like, we're going to probably fight because he's an a-hole. And, and at this point in time, now I'm like, is this like jail? Do I have to assert my dominance for him to stop messing with me? And he wasn't messing with me, but this is how I took it.
Yeah.
And so, now, mind you, he's giving me this information about, hey, dog, learn everything. And I'm like, all right, okay. But I'm trying to grasp everything that's happening. So, before practice, and I tell this story all the time. And he's like, so before practice, we get what we call a practice plan, right? So this practice plan is broken down into blocks. So each period is about 12, 13 plays in each period, right? And it's the play. And so Coach Sherman would go over, all right, listen, hey guys, this personnel, da-da-da-da-da-da. Yep. So my cheat sheet was, I would get a copy of the practice plan, and I would write to all of the routes, I would write what each person did, right? And so then I would fold it and I would tuck it into my pants, right? And I would flip it out and kind of getting the middle reps. But if I ever got called to go in there,
you know what's going on.
So I was doing this for a little while and it was undetected. So one day I'm back there and I'm doing my thing and PC comes off the field. Now I don't know he's coming. I didn't even realize he's off the field. And now, if you know PC, he's always talking. He's always saying something. So as he's walking off the field, he's saying this, and I guess he catches a glimpse of me in the back.
I see him because what he was doing was every time he'd hear the play call, he'd take a step back behind everybody, then he kind of turned. He was doing this. So I catch him doing it. And I'm like, oh, he out here cheating. Is that what he doing? All right, gotcha. So I get a little closer. I got my water bottle, man. He just think I'm getting some water. I see him turn that one last time. I just snatched. I said, oh, no, dude, No, I said, you know this stuff. Learn this. I said, we ain't doing the cheating stuff.
Now, it wasn't a whisper.
It was.
It wasn't a whisper. It was, oh, hell nah. Man, what the hell you doing? I'm like, hey, bro. I'm like, chill, man, chill. I'm like, chill, bro. He's like, man, you know give me that, man. Like, he said, you back here cheating, man. He back here cheating. I'm like, so now I'm pissed. Because I'm like, I'm trying to get a job. I don't know whether, because I'll say this, there is always a spoken, unspoken kind of thing, whereas we cool, we dogs, but we also competing for a job.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. Like everybody, it's one of those things where we all understand that, but, I'm like, this dog, he's trying to sabotage me. But he looks at me and he said, dog, you know this. You know this, man. Just, man, let's trust what you know. You study, you da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But I can't hear that right now because I'm pissed.
He was heated.
I was pissed. And eventually it all worked out. And that particular year, out of being out of football for 2 years, I make the practice squad.
Yeah, absolutely.
And PC was one of my biggest advocates and just watching him work every single day and helping me become a professional, telling me, hey, dog, hey, come get in this cold tub, dog. Yeah. Like, where you going? Nah, come on. No. Trust me.
Let's get it.
Let's come on in here, sit down, and you got any questions? And da-da-da-da. And it's funny because
we go over stuff.
We would go over stuff. Now, Roy Williams, who I love, my dog, Roy was the guy like, hey, Roy, what you got right here? And Roy looked back at him and told me, didn't they give you the same playbook you gave me? You better figure it out. And again, now, once you learn who they are, you realize Roy didn't mean no harm like that. Like, Roy would give you the shirt off his back. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's that kind. But he look at you and go, they gave you the same damn playbook they gave me. You better study. And, you know, when you're a $49 million dude, even if you bust, you can do with anything that you want. You know what I'm saying? I don't got room for bust. And so, like, that's my introduction. And it turned out to be a glorious relationship because my time there and his time there, it was something that I always, and my mind always went to learn everything. And I would learn it Y, Z, H, X, all of that. So now when one of these dudes would tap out, Coach Sherman would turn around.
I'm going.
He like, 16 already in there.
Yeah, he already in there.
I was already in there. So it was thank you.
Yeah.
But I was pissed.
It was tough love. It was tough love.
Pissed.
But I got the same stuff from Keyshawn and Terry.
And you passed it down to me.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate that because it made me a better football player. And I carried that throughout the rest of my career. And so, you know, we get through that 2009 season and now we're in 2010. And this is where things get a little bit.
Yeah.
This is when things get a little bit.
What's the word there? The lies keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really where the lies kind of really start.
But let's back it up because Garrett took over in 2007. No. Head coach. 2009.
Midway through the 2010 season.
Midway through the 2010 season. Now.
Remember where he started off with 1-7 or something?
Yeah.
Like that? Yeah, it was rough.
So now, I've had this conversation.
Or 2-6, something like that.
I had this conversation. I don't know if I've had it with you, but to me, after the Green Bay game, and they relieved Wade of his duties.
Oh, we had this conversation. Okay.
I've said this openly. I felt as if there was some sabotaging going on.
There definitely was. Because I remember being there, and you and Roy called me on separate calls. And Roy called me like immediately after practice. Or right, like, I think he might have called me right after install.
Yeah.
Come right after install. So it was like around lunch. So it's probably, if it's 12 here, it was like 10 something there. So I didn't get it right away. So as soon as we got out of my meeting, I was like, what's up? He said, hey, bruh, you ain't gonna believe this, dog. He like, you remember all them plays we used to ask about why we not running this? You had us running this in training camp and we ain't playing. He said, they in the playbook now. I said,
we got
He said, bro, we basically got a whole new playbook.
For those of you who want to call me a liar, I'm just telling y'all that this actually happened. But let's back it up a little bit. Because before you were traded to San Diego, we finished the 2009 season. And I remember us getting ready, draft season is coming around, but we're doing some workouts and stuff like that. And we were in a meeting.
Right.
And Jason Garrett's our offensive coordinator. Because Wade never really came down to deal with the offense. He's a defensive guy. He would peek his head in every
once in a while.
But it was always Jason, and those were some epic meetings because you had guys like Marion, Barber, Roy Williams, yourself, Martellus Bennett. And so we would be watching film sometimes and some things wouldn't go right. And Roy got to a point where he was like, I'm done being nice. And he would say,
for the most part.
I remember.
I kind of started it because I would ask questions because whatever he was implementing whether it was the blocking scheme or how we was going to adjust a route to this blitz or whatever it was, I'd be like, why are we doing that?
Why are we doing that?
And he'd be like, well, we don't know which one's coming. I was like, well, they're bringing 5. We got 6. Even if they bring 6, we got everybody to block it, man. So Because I'm thinking to myself, why I got to run this hot and take this lick from this linebacker for 3 yards, bro?
Right. And that's when it became very contentious because guys were challenging.
They were.
They were challenging Jason Garrett.
And by the linemen, that's when I used to always start talking to Colombo and Flo.
Right.
They'd be like, but that's when I say, remember I used to tell you during everything? So starting back in like 07, 08, I started learning what the linemen were doing based off of the fronts.
Right.
And I would know. I'd be like, hey, Flo, you in or you out? I said, I got one on my head. I'm good, you good, run it. And then Romo would start, probably around 08, he would start throwing up the thumb.
Right.
You good to run the route. But that's after talking to his line.
Right.
And then he would try to change his protection.
Right.
And that's when his line started not liking his
Right.
Yeah. They be like, dude, shut up. We blocking. You go off of what we call. He would change the mic, and I'd be like, are you changing the mic? I was like, I just changed my whole count in front.
Right.
So that means if he does come now, I got to go because you done changed it, and they got to change their whole blocking scheme. Right. And it was just crazy. So when I would ask this in practice, I remember Stephen McGee, after one of the meetings, I had asked this question. Another one of these, you know what I'm saying, why are we doing that? Like, if we know they're bringing this guy, we got him blocked, why do we have to do that? Well, we don't know exactly which one they're bringing. I was like, we just showed it to us on film. Y'all be telling me the eye in the sky don't lie. Like, you just showed it to me on film, so why they bringing something, they created something new for us?
Right.
I was like, okay, I think I'm like, we'll recognize freaking zero cover.
Right.
It'll be a flat top. We'll know that. Right. I'd be like, hell, I see 5. I know the most they can bring is 6. I think we got it blocked.
Right.
Okay, not a problem. Ask that question. Well, the next morning, we get there, and I say, Sherm, and we went off as a meeting, I say, Sherm, I say, man, what time y'all leave last night, man? He was like, man, about 10:30. What were y'all doing up here so long? Because I talked to Coach Wade. He said they was gone 6:30, 7 o'clock. What was y'all doing? Oh, you remember that question you asked? Old Redhead had to make it seem like it was his idea that we changed it, and we couldn't get out of here until it was on him. It became his thing now. He did. So I was like, dang, he got an ego that big? He was like, yep.
So before you're traded to San Diego, the draft is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember us having a team meeting before we had a small break, before we had to come back.
Yeah.
And in that meeting, at that time, we're pretty much set in offense, right? We're talking about you got Martellus, you got DeWitt, you got you, Roy, Miles, Sam.
Yep.
Kevin Ogletree, myself,
right.
Manny Johnson is there.
And Manny was there. Manny was a practice squad guy. Yep.
And so we sit there, and linemen are straight. We're set. You got Felix, you got Marion.
Oh yeah,
right.
Backfield
set. Good, receiver set. So Jason Garrett stands up in front of the meeting and goes, hey, listen, guys, enjoy your break. Don't do nothing stupid, yada, yada, yada. You know, we're getting ready to finish up this draft stuff. We're looking for defense. Mm-hmm. We're going to amp this defense up, and we're going that's what we're going to be doing moving forward.
And we literally thought that because at this time, remember the 2009 draft was pretty much a special teams draft. Mm-hmm. They didn't have a pick. First pick was like 3rd round.
Yep.
They took Brewster, and they took the linebacker Williams from Western Illinois.
Yes.
Those are the first 2 picks.
Yep.
We were like, man, who the hell? What? We just, okay.
Brewster lost all his money down there on Harry Hines and
Northwest
Northwest Highway.
Look
we won't talk about that. Shout out to Big Brewster. And so I remember this. I'm in Mexico. Mm-hmm. I'm in Mexico, and I'm getting ready to go to dinner. I'm with the little pretty little thing in Mexico. We won't talk about that, none of that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
But we in Mexico. The TV is in Spanish. Right? But the draft is on.
ESPN Deportes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there and I'm kind of watching and it's like, we got University. I was like, all right, cool. Let me see. The Cowboys about to pick. Uh-huh. And they're bouncing around with thinking defense. And I'm just about ready to go.
Yeah.
Cowboys, 24 pick, Dez Bryant.
Yeah.
And I stopped.
I was like, what a lie to us.
And
okay.
I'm looking and I'm like, this guy said we were going defense. Yeah. So now dinner plans are shot. Because now I'm thinking to myself, wait a second here. Roy, PC, Sam, Miles, me. If they're going to push this thing down one more time, I'm going. Yeah. All right? And so now I go to my phone's in the safe. I go to the safe to get my phone. And this is 5-10 minutes later. You didn't text me. Miles didn't text me. Yeah. Roy didn't text me. Everybody, and all of y'all basically said the same thing. What the?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
What was your feeling when you're watching the draft? And you might have been doing something for the team at that time during the draft.
2010.
What was your mindset when you saw that and they drafted Des Bryant?
Immediately, I think I text the group, and then I hit my agent up, and I was like, "Cool." I said, "That means they're gonna release me." He was like, "Don't count on that right now." I was like, "What you?" I said, "Well, they got that guy. They can go ahead and let me go." Well, I got off the phone with him and everything and stuff like that. My agent makes a call to them. He calls back. He was like, "Yeah, as of right now," he was like, "Nah, you still can't. They won't let us seek a trade. They saying you're not going nowhere. You're going to be involved in the plan. Oh, blase, all this right here. Cool." Next week, comes back. Garrett calls me into his office again. I knew he was going to lie through his teeth anyway. And I already had this one. Anytime I go to his office, I think, like, as soon as you go in, I think, like, the lie button just goes off. Yeah. You know, it has a little red beam across the doorway. As soon as you go, it's time to lie. Right. Ding! And it goes off. He's like, "Hey, you're not going nowhere. You're a big part of this offense. You're going to be here. You don't need to go anywhere. We want you here. This is where you're going to be." He said, "We're going to have to just work Dez in." And myself, they just took him in the first round, sir. Come on, man. Really?
Right.
I said, and my biggest thing, I was like, and they said that was a Jerry pick. You think Jerry finna let his pick sit on? Stop, man. You cancel that one, man. So I'm like, okay, whatever you say and everything. So I don't get a chance to take a trade. Nothing like that. They won't release me. I'm basically an insurance policy at this moment. And so when we go into OTAs, I don't go. I don't go to OTAs.
That's right.
I'm not, this ain't mandatory. I don't even go. So I remember once OTAs is over with, then we hit mandatory minicamp. Remember I come back and I see how Dez is, how they letting, I was like, "Oh, this the shit been going on since I've been gone, huh?"
When you say that,
y'all been letting it. This what y'all been letting happen.
When you say this is what y'all been letting happen, just a little bit elaborate on what you're talking about.
This boy was getting. He let's see, he'd be late for a meeting. He wasn't coming out and practicing. And I was like, "Dang, for real? This is what I was like. The boy a rookie. He ain't got to practice, huh?"
Falling asleep in meetings.
Falling asleep in meetings. I was like, "Oh, this was going on. Right. Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. I see what's going on. Not a problem." Me, being me, and this the one thing I say, I wish I would have handled it differently. I wish I would have went straight to Mr. Jones's office. Instead of listening to Garrett, and even Todd and Steven were talking to my agent saying it, I wish I went straight to Mr. Jones's office and just had a face-to-face with him. Right. But I'd already heard enough lies. Right. So at this point, I'm pissed. Right. So I got on and did an interview, I think 105.3, maybe it was 103.3 at the time, of ESPN. And I get on there, and I went in. I was like, "They're telling me this and such and such." I said, "But I don't believe it." I said, "Because, look, you got your guy." I said, "You can let me go." I said, "There's no need to keep me around. You already have plans to do it." I said, "I'm not your insurance policy. I don't want to be." You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I'm being lied to. I said, "You're playing with people's lives right now." I said, "Because this is my this is my livelihood. This is my career." I said, "And I got family and everything. This is what this is about." He ain't like that one. And he really wouldn't let me go nowhere then. Go through all the training camp. Because what he did after that, so he was like, okay, he comes back. He can seek a trade. Team's got to give us a second rounder.
Wasn't nobody giving that up. No offense to you.
No, I said the same. Well, he asked for a second and a third at first.
Yeah.
And he goes second. And a couple days later, he goes, we'll take a third. And he finally goes a fourth. He said, but we ain't going lower than a fourth. He said, if you guys can find a team that'll give us a fourth rounder right now, we'll do the deal. And I'm like, oh, they really just trying to boo this. Because I'm like, now that you've put that out there, no team is going to give it up. Right. Because they like, okay, we'll just wait till you.
Till they get nasty enough. And
so we talked to Kansas City. We talked to Baltimore. Talked to Houston. Who else did we talk to? I wasn't going to Cleveland and Jacksonville at the time. That was a no. Even talked to Chicago. I was like, ooh, Freddie T. I played up there, dude. My agent's name is Fred. I call him Freddie T. I said, I played up there, brother. I don't know if I can take a whole season up there. Like, that's cold, brother. He was like, man, I know. He said, you don't want to deal with that. And I said, all right, well, let's just go. I said, it is what it is. I said, I'm not going to worry about it. I said, man, we're going to get ready for training camp. Going on about my business, man. Going training camp. And this is the training camp after they called the training camp before that. Remember, they called our training camp Cupcake. Now Wade think he got to prove himself. And we said, Wade, man, look, bruh, if you're going to do it, bro, do it your way. Because at the end of the day, man, everybody get fired. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you don't win, I said, at least go out doing it your way. Right. Man, we was doing 2 days. We had San Antonio for 2 weeks. Then we had a game. Then we went to Oxnard for 2 weeks. And I was like, man, Wade is tripping, dude. 2 days again? Yeah. I was like, come on. And then remember we had the extra week because of Hall of Fame game. Yeah, he was doing too much, man. And at the end of the day, like, Garrett was just plotting on him.
Yeah. So now during this training camp time, there is rookie Des Bryant is there. And the infamous I ain't carrying no pads.
You want to hear this one?
Yeah.
This one is a real good classic. I like this one because it didn't humble Des, but it let him know that you're not above this team, bro. And all the other rookies that then came for you, whether you was the first-round draft pick to the 53rd man on the roster.
This training camp ultimately led to the $52,000 dinner.
Absolutely.
Yes, but go ahead.
So Des is doing an interview after practice. And we had just got off the jugs machine. So me and Roy, he was like, shit, here we go. Gonna go get this Rook carry these pads. So we go over there and we set him down. And I said, there you go, Rook. Des looked over his shoulder like, I ain't carrying that shit. I said, huh? You heard me. I ain't carrying that shit. I ain't getting no Gatorade, carrying no pads, nothing. Well, I said, no, let it go, dog. Let it go. I said, I got something for him. Don't even worry about that. So the next morning in practice, where we always sit, remember, we always sit next to the offensive lineman when we stretched. Yep. So I said, Roy, watch this. I said, Des, what's that you say, man, about you not carrying no pads or getting Gatorades, none of that? He said, you heard me. I ain't doing none of that shit. I said, bingo. That's all I need you to do is confirm it. Big Leonard, Andre Gerard, Flozell, Colombo. You know Big Leonard talk slow, too. Fuck you mean you ain't carrying no pads? I mean, Big Len, Dre, like, I'm here to play football, man. I don't give a shit. You carrying pads. I got Gatorades, carry pads. Big Leonard was number 2nd overall. Yeah. I'm just saying, no, you going to carry these pads. After practice, he got the O-line pads. He got iPad. I was like, yeah. Mm-hmm. He was like, y'all happy now? Like, man, you brought that on yourself, bro. You could have easily did that. You could have easily. And we were just minding Roy's.
Right, because you guys were the only 2 real vets at that time.
It was just mine and Roy. We were like, bro, just some pads. Like, you know how much stuff we done had to do? Right. Bro. So that became the whole. Then remember he wasn't practicing again. Remember he had the hamstring or whatever, and he rolled his ankle in practice. I was like, oh, here we go again. He ain't finna practice again. I was like, this must be the most no practicing rookie I've ever seen in my life.
I will say this though, when he did practice. He was a talented.
He was.
Like that Joker was just raw, natural talent.
He was.
Like I've always said, if Des would have done at the end of his career, like, trying to run routes and learning how to run routes. If he would have done that at the beginning, bro, he would have been. I'm telling you, like, he would have been. But of course, that wasn't his mindset. You get it. You're young.
It wasn't his mindset.
And then a lot of it he got away with because no one corrected him. Not you, my guy, Sherm. You let that slide.
Let it slide.
Garrett let it slide.
Well, Sherm didn't have no pull with it.
He didn't.
Sherm didn't have no pull with it. And when you are a Jerry's pick, everybody's hands is tied. Yeah. Everybody's hands are tied. Not even Wade. Because Wade came in. Remember, Wade came in after practice and was like, at team meeting that night, he was like, well, you don't, and nobody has to, like, carry these pads. And we was like, what, Wade? Yeah. Man, sit your goof ass down, man. What? Why would you say that, dude?
Yeah.
That's when he started losing the team. Yep. Right there. And Garrett was like, oh, I see a chink in the armor.
And that's when
let me go ahead and attack, too.
You ended up getting traded to San Diego. They found a 5th-round pick, right? Was it a 5th-round pick?
6th round.
6th-round pick. Ended up getting traded to San Diego. I go through that season. Midway through that season, Coach Garrett takes over. Wade is ushered out. We all felt the same way. Yep. And that kind of, after that year, you went to San Diego, you got hurt, and then you made your transition out of you went to New Orleans.
Had another year. Had another year, then I went to New Orleans.
That's right. You got another year, then went to New Orleans. But as far as your Cowboys, because that next spring is when something had happened that I think shocked everybody.
What's that?
Is you were in San Diego. I remember we were heading out to practice.
Okay.
And then we heard the news about Sam Hurd.
Boy, look here.
We heard the news about Sam Hurd.
You talk about a shock.
So now, we know Sam.
You talk about a shock.
We know Sam. Sam ended up getting traded to. I like to believe.
No. He didn't get traded. He was after the lockout.
After the lockout.
He signed him and Roy and Marion all signed with Chicago.
Right. No. Roy was still there. Roy.
2011.
Yeah. That was my last year. Still Chicago the next year.
2012.
Correct.
Okay.
So this happened that spring. So now Sam is already in Chicago. Roy's still there. Marion's still there.
Okay.
After that year, that's when they gave Felix the full-time job.
Correct.
And then they ended up going to Chicago. But we know Sam, and Sam was a saint. Funny,
in a sense, dude.
In a sense, right?
You're talking about a complete
Sam walked around with the Bible.
Blew your mind.
Right, but he was a cool dude. We love Hurd.
His energy was on 10, 24/7.
24/7.
Him and Tashar, I ain't never seen nobody's energy like that between the two of them two.
And so the incident I'm talking about was Sam goes to Chicago, and we're going out to practice. We're like, oh, Sam was arrested. So we're like, Sam was arrested? What? This has to be crazy.
Yeah.
We go to practice, and we come back out, and they're like, now the feds arrested Sam. Yeah. We're like, what?
Feds got it.
And then now you start watching all of the stuff kind of come out. Yeah. And you're like, wait. When was Sam
doing all this?
Doing all of this?
But he did have a guy that had all those old schools. His guy ended up doing my Cutlass that I had.
Now, was this the guy at the tire shop?
Named Cameron.
That was the manager at the tire shop.
No, he owned like a food truck thing. Okay. But he did the thing, and then he slowly gravitated into doing the food truck stuff.
There was another guy that I guess they were money laundering out of that tire. Remember the Firestone that was down on MacArthur Boulevard? I
remember hearing about that.
I
never heard nothing else about it though.
I remember I went there and I got 4 sets of tires for a brand new car, and it was like $8 a tire. They gave it to me for $100. So I was like, "This is the Cowboy perk."
That's what you thought was Cowboy perk. But no, I remember I'm in San Diego, and mind you, we're 2 hours behind. Mm-hmm. So I'm getting there. I woke up to text message. They were like, "Damn, dude, what's going on with your boy?" So I was like, "What they talking about?" So I get there, come in the locker room, and we actually had TVs in the locker room in San Diego. Now they was the big square ones, but we had TVs. And one of the linebackers goes, "Dang, dude. That's how big y'all doing out there in Dallas." I was like, "What you talking about?" He like, "Oh, you ain't seen your boy?" I look on there, Sam Hurd arrested for drug. What? Yep. I'm just standing up. I'm like, what? That can't be right, man. What the hell is going on? Then I heard all the stories and the details about stuff and how they got him, and then it triggered me and went back to him having all those old schools, and his cousin who I had met, and he went to the police station to ask for the money back.
Correct. Somebody got pulled over in his truck.
His cousin got pulled over in one of the old schools. He had $8,000 in there.
Yeah.
And he said, Sam said, I need that money back. I was using that money to go and put a down payment for my mom's house. And they was like, sir, when did they let you do this in cash?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, that's the story he used? Can't be this stuff. And everybody know, I don't care if you new to the dope game, old to the dope game, you just charge that to the game. Like, that's a loss. I got to go try to make that up somehow. I don't care what it is. But I ain't never heard of a drug dealer go to the police station and ask for his money back in association with drugs, bro.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you,
No,
bro?
it doesn't, but that was the start of...
That was the start of everything.
They started wait a second. The stories didn't match up. And then that's when they began the... and I later on, I don't know if you know this or not, I later on found out in the off season, we would go down to South Texas, Harlingen, Brownville, and we would do charity events and yada, yada, yada. Now, we would always remember, I don't know if you ever been down there, but we would take private planes. Right? We would go down there and we would take private planes.
I go down there and hunt, too.
Yeah. So, Sam was on a lot of these trips.
A lot of them.
A lot of
down
them.
there. Yeah.
And, I didn't find out. So, when we were there, I met some people, and I came back later on after the situation that happened, and I spoke at a graduation.
Okay.
And when we always went down there, we always had undercovers that would take us
absolutely
all the way around. We always had the DTs.
Yeah.
And when they came back, they said, we had been tailing y'all. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, every time y'all came down here, Sam was meeting with the plug and was bringing stuff back on the plane with y'all. I said, what? He said, the only reason we didn't stop him was because we would have to take all of y'all. Because we didn't quite know who was all involved. So we just let it happen and continue to build a case. He said because, he's like, he would come down and I started thinking back and I was like, he always had, because now you remember, like if you had a Louis Vuitton duffel, it was uniform, right? Yeah. It was just as if you wore a jacket in the wintertime. Yeah. If you were a football player and you traveled, everybody had a Louis Vuitton duffel.
I didn't, but that's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I ain't spend my money on them.
Stop.
To me.
Same thing.
It ain't no
not the same thing. Not the same thing.
Yeah.
But Sam would always have 2 bags.
Yeah.
And we would only be down there for a day or two. It wasn't enough to that. You know what I'm saying? A book bag was enough to do what you had to do. Yeah. And they were like, he would bring one on there, he'd bring one back. That was, And so that was always a crazy thing. And it hurt my feelings a little bit. I was shocked. Because I was like, shocked. That ain't the Sam that I know.
Like I had been deceived this whole time, man.
And Sam was the type of guy who wasn't flashy.
Hell no.
Like Sam would wear, he used to always wear the fake jewelry. Sam would tell you in a minute,
absolutely.
This ain't real. This,
yeah.
He outside of his old schools,
he wasn't flashy.
He drove his college truck.
Yeah, he drove his Tahoe.
He lived in a modest home in Irving. It wasn't like he lived on 40 acres in a mule.
Yeah.
So nothing said at the time that they were saying he made $1 million a month. He
just wasn't he wasn't seasoned enough to do what he was doing.
Right.
In that field of study.
Yeah. And that was a shocker, and still to this day, I think he's home now.
He's home.
Yeah.
I've talked to him actually.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He actually hit me up on WhatsApp.
Wow.
I guess when he got out.
Yeah.
And everything, and I was like, "Who is this?" He was like, "It's Birdman, man." I said, "Samuel," because I always call him Samuel.
Yep.
I said, "Dang, dude, I said you finally you out now." He was like, "Yeah." I said, "What you doing?" He was like, "I'm doing real estate." Oh shit. Oh shit. You might not want to go in that field, dude. Like, no, dude. That's real estate and dope game kind of go hand in hand. Like, nah, dog, let's find you something else. Dog, let's find you something. But he's down in San Antonio, man, and doing real estate, doing good. Just trying to live life now, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You done missed so much, man. I mean, like, he lost his daughter and everything. Because, like, boy, his ex just, like, when he went in there. Because when he was out on probation. He got out.
Yep.
Awaiting his arraignment and everything and stuff like that. And he had a dirty UA. It was a urine test. Just said, you ain't learned your lesson. You going in now.
Right.
Till you get your sentence. You going in. And he got Got that good 11 years, bro. And I was like, oh, shit.
That was a blessing, though, because he's supposed to get more than that.
He's supposed to
get the kingpin charges.
But the problem about it is the only time that they actually caught him with the dope was when the undercover guy
forced it on him.
That was part of the Capitol Grill. Yeah.
Right. That was part of his lawyer's deal was he didn't want it.
It was entrapment. Yeah.
And so
I was like, he didn't have to take it.
Right.
Then they wouldn't have had nothing.
Right.
He could have walked out of there that night with just his steak.
Right.
And not a key.
Right.
And he's still been all right. You know, that might have caught up with him later, or he might have gotten to him and be like, nah, I got to get up out this thing. They own to me. But, you know, most drug dealers never, ever say they own to me. I got to get out. It's like, they ain't caught me yet.
Right. And, you know, once the feds come, it ain't about, we already got what we need. We just trying to just solidify. We just you know, putting things together. But I'll transition to something that's a little bit more somber. Recently, 2 years ago, we lost a good friend in Marion Barber. And, you know, a lot of people know Marion as the barbarian, and they know him as the football player and this just rough and tough football player. But that's not who Marion is.
Nah, that's not who.
Like if you know MB, you knew that. Like I always tell people, like when you hear the term of giving the shirt off your back,
that's literally him.
Like I've seen him.
Yeah, that's
like
literally him.
Give the just kind of give the people of briefly just.
Especially the youth, man. Yeah. He was very big. Whenever I had my camps, I mean, he was the first one there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And he was always looking forward to doing that. And it was funny, you know what I'm saying. When I had my youth organization that I used to sponsor and everything, I mean, it was every year. They were looking forward to Marion.
Yep.
And he became part of my crew, right? In a sense, man. All my boys, like the ones I grew up with and everything and stuff like that, they were like, dude, he cool as hell. Yeah. I'd be like, yeah, man, I said, he wild a little bit at times. Yeah. I said, but he just Marion though, dude. Right. I said, and once you meet his mom and dad and his brothers, you see how it is. His mom is the gentle soul. Yep. His dad, you can tell, was the wild one. Right. That's what Marion gets a little bit of from, but the gentle soul, you see it. You meet his mom and you understand, like, that's exactly where he gets it from. Yeah. Dude. I
remember a time when we were after the season, we went to Vegas. And it was really And I remember, like, because the season was over, my birthday is in January. And I remember Marion telling me, and he said, just get there.
Yeah, just get there.
And I said, no, because at that time, like this, we're all men, and we're like, what you mean just get there? Like, I'll come, right? You're still like, but Marion's like, nah, just get there. Yeah. And I'm like, all right. And I remember me and Manny.
We'll get the rooms, comp.
So I get there. Yeah. When we get there, you were already there. Mm-hmm. When we get there, it's me, Manny, TC, somebody else. There's a limo waiting for us at the airport. We go, we get to the Bellagio.
We always stay at the Bellagio.
We get to the Bellagio, meet Marion there. He's like, all right, come on, boom, boom. He's like, hey, you and Manny in this room. So now I'm thinking to myself, like, dog, I ain't trying to be like right next to Manny. Like, I can afford to.
Till you ain't the room.
Till you get to the room.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I said, oh no, this is. Yeah. Manny way over there.
Yeah, absolutely. Two-bedroom condo.
Yeah, basically what it was. Yeah. It was a 2-bedroom condo. Yeah. And I remember, I remember, going out having a good time, and Marion liked to play baccarat.
Bro, look here, man. You want the baccarat story, bro?
Which one? Because I was there the night he won $500,000.
The 475.
There we go. Yeah. Let's tell the baccarat story.
And so we're sitting at Bellagio has that private room.
We do the private,
the bar,
yes.
the privé.
Yes.
And so whenever we go, we started getting connected with them. Where we go with Bob Lavelle. Yep. And so Bob would always set it up. We could play all the tables we want and bet whatever we wanted to bid. Correct. Wasn't no table maximum, minimum. Yep. Whatever we wanted to bid, we could bid that. Yep. And so he would reserve that stuff and have it for us. And we know we coming in there to gamble. We gonna play. And Marion wasn't having his luck at blackjack that day. Yeah. He's like, man, forget this. I'm finna go over here. And you don't know if you remember Chris, the shorter blonde lady who was a Cowboys fan.
Yes.
She was our host all the time.
Yep.
And she was like, here, I'm gonna show you how to play baccarat. He was like, all right, might as well. This ain't doing nothing. He looks at the dealer. Man, you took my money. And so he leaves, and somehow like the table turns around and we start hitting. I was like, hell yeah. He's gone about 30, 45 minutes, bro. He comes back, and it's in the middle of one of our deals, and he just pulls these red chips out and drops them on the table.
Yep.
I was like, man, in the middle of the game, I said, is that a $25,000 bet? What you do? He said, $475, dog. I said, what the hell you was playing? He was like, baccarat. Chris showed me how to do it. I was like, man, I'm finna get ready to go over here and play me some baccarat here in a second then. God dang. I mean, I was like, wow. Next thing he said, tonight's on me. I said, I don't know if I want to go. I really don't know if I want to go because this is going to get super ugly, dude. I said, wow. I already know how he is without just – now he playing with the house's money.
Yep.
He playing with the house's money, dude. And we go, and I don't even know if they had enough liquor for him that night because he bought Cristal. He bought Magnum bottles.
Everything.
Dom Perignon, Magnum bottles. And he wanted everybody to have their own bottles, so they brought the extra long straws. Yep. I said, you know I'm not doing this with you tonight.
Yeah.
Nope. Big bro, just go and take it. I said, nope. I'm not. I don't even drink champagne. I don't even. Nope. Just give me. I'm gonna drink this vodka. He's like, all right. I'm gonna order 2 bottles for you. I'm not. I don't. Yeah. I can't consume that much, sir. I'm not gonna do it.
It was my birthday weekend.
I'm not gonna do it.
I don't drink hard alcohol. So he's like, well, you gonna have champagne? I'm like, hey. He's like, you gonna have champagne? Yeah, absolutely. He's like, what champagne you want? So I'm like, Moet. He grabs, like he calls the waiter and like grabs it. He said, you listen here. He said, it's his birthday. He says, if his bottle get halfway empty, you bring him another one.
Bring him another one.
Now, mind you, I'm not a drinker. So I have this bottle and I'm basically like kind of like putting it to my lips and just trying to, she just I'm like, bring me glasses. I'm pouring champagne for just
other people.
For
absolutely.
Randoms.
Yeah.
Random people.
Get rid of it. You gotta get rid of it.
And that was probably one of the
gotta get rid of
most.
Now, did you, I think you left when we left. Because remember Marion and Phoenix, I think they stayed.
Yeah.
Maybe to show.
I threw up behind the couch.
Yeah, but you sure the hell did.
I threw up behind the couch.
You did. You was like, PC, dude, I just had to let it go. Man, you did what? He's like, man, in the corner back here.
Hey.
You don't have many people establishment, man. Man, bring your ass on, man.
Hey, it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
God dang, bro.
It was the best thing that ever happened to me.
I don't think you ever heard what happened the next morning.
No, I didn't.
So I get down there, and I think I was the first one down there back in the preview. And Jeff Smith, who was our host, he goes, man, you guys had a good night last night, huh? I said, you know what, Josh? I said it was a fun night, man. He's like, yeah, I saw the tab. I was like, that was Marion, dude. I went straight in the snitch mode. I said, that was Marion, dude. You know, he won all that money back, right? I said, that was Marion. He goes, well, I said, well, how big of the tab was it, man? He's like, oh, man, it's quite a bit. It's quite a bit. I said, 30? 35? He goes, oh, no, you're not even close. I'm not close. 50? 55? He goes, keep going. Damn, 60, 65? I said, keep going. 70, 75. A little bit more. 80? Tad more. I'm 81, 82. He said, around 82,000.
I never knew that.
That's the kicker. He said, but don't worry. They comped it all for y'all.
Oh, that's
I said, hey, who? Thank you.
Yeah, I never knew that story. I never knew the amount that was there because
they wanted him to come on back down to that table and try to get it back.
Look, and that was like before that night happened. You talk about at the blackjack table.
Yeah.
I don't know if you was at this particular. You might have went somewhere. You might have went in there and tried to play baccarat. But I remember I'm sitting there, Chashard, it's other party, we're playing, and I hit like 6 hands in a row. Now I'm not big money rolling. I'm $50 a hand, so I'm up a couple $100.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, and I never seen nothing like this before in my life, and it scared me. And I'm not gonna lie, because Roy's at the table. Now you know they love Roy.
They love because Roy and he was there to get a marker too.
So Roy's down 125 grand.
Yeah, he don't care. Let me get another marker.
And he goes, "Give me a marker for 125."
Yeah, that's Roy.
I watched Roy lose $125,000, get a marker for $125,000,
Yeah.
win the $125 back,
Yeah.
pay back the marker.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, and I went about 5, 6, 7 hands in a row. I'm up a couple $100. And so, you know, if you walk in there and you see somebody hot, you don't sit down. You take your chips.
You move around.
And you put them on top of theirs. So I'm sitting there, and I got, you know, I'm $300, $400 on the table.
Yeah.
And over my shoulder, here comes $20,000. And I look, dealer cards. I look, and it's Roy. So I picked the cards up, and I looked at Roy. I said, "What we gonna do?" He told me, "So, man, play the goddamn."
Yeah,
I said, "Brother, you put $20-some thousand down here.
You felt some pressure there.
It's a we thing now. What are we going to do?" And they end up, you know. But I say all that to say, like, that was Marion, and it was tragic to see how life turned for the worse for him, because you know, he got to a place where he really couldn't trust anybody. And things got out of hand, and we lost him. We tragically lost Marion, but he was one of those spirits and those people that you wish you could still he was still here.
I remember he was, you know, 'cause he was here when my oldest son was born. So we was playing together, and he used to be like, "Oh man, your son and everything." And it brought me more joy to see Marion have so much joy seeing my son. And my son would be like, "Marion Barber."
Right.
I'd be like, "Yeah, man, go and say hi to Marion." He would come by the house. And I remember when he got his old school done.
I think it was clean.
Super clean. But Marion put a boat engine in it. And when he did it, dude, I was like, "Dude, why the hell is it so loud, bruh?" Put that boat engine in there, dude. Even horse, I said, "That boat engine ain't supposed to come out the water, man. It's not made for this. It's a whole different type of thing." It didn't last long. He burnt that thing up.
Yeah,
bro.
that's when you have too much money, man.
He burnt that thing. But he came to the house when he got it done, dude. And we had people at the house. He was like, "Dog, let's go around the block."
Now, if you don't know,
I ain't never been so scared.
He lives in
my
the
life,
gated
bruh.
community with a bunch of people that don't look like
I
him.
ain't never been so scared in my life. Man, he was, yeah. I said, "Oh, pull over, bro. Let me out. Get me out now, dude." Yeah, I said, "You finna get me kicked out the neighborhood, bro. You finna, HOA finna be giving me a letter to everything, dude." But he ain't care. That was Marion, dude. He came and parked it. You know what I'm saying? He got out. We had some fun, but yeah, man, I miss my brother, dude.
Yeah, man.
Good
Good dude,
dude. You know, memory still lives on. I hadn't talked to his mom in a little while.
I text his brother every now and again. Every couple of weeks, I just text him like, "You good, bro? We thinking about you. I'll tell your mom, dad hello." But yeah, long live MB3, man. We love you, bro. We miss you. And we'll end on this. Just the state of the current Cowboys.
Okay.
After the season is over, the devastating loss to Green Bay, the family business happening now with parents and all that coming out saying wild things like, where are the Cowboys? Is this team cursed? Is it like, where are you? Is Dak the guy? Is CD the guy? Like, is this team built? The coach is like, just give me your feelings about this current Dallas Cowboys team, and what do they have to do to get over that hump?
This current team, what they have to do to get over the hump?
Yeah, man.
Oh man,
Is Dak the right quarterback to get it done?
we don't know yet. That's just it. We don't know. I mean, we haven't, since Troy, we haven't had a quarterback that we can say can get it done yet. I mean, you know, and it's not all on the quarterback, but you're going to get looked at like that because you make the most money on the field. Yeah. And the ball touches your hand every offensive play. So, literally, whether it's to turn around and hand the ball off, or to throw the pass, or whatever it is. I mean, it literally does go through your hands every time. Now, with that being said, yes, there's a lot of onus on the quarterback, but there's also a lot of onus on coaches coaching and putting your players in the right position to be successful. And defensively, we were set up for the pass, to defend the pass all year. But once we had 2 linebackers go down, and you don't have no more linebackers, and you're trying to play a running team with safeties?
With big nickel, big dime, yeah.
No, bro. I thought the killer part about it is I thought they would have learned that when Buffalo, and even before we got to Buffalo, but Buffalo should have been the breaking point.
Right.
When they ran for 266 on us.
Right.
And be like, hell, if we're going to make a damn run, we better go get
Somebody.
linebackers. We better go get some. You needed two of them. You really needed two. But you never did make that a priority. And so when you go into a playoff, you're trying to make a playoff run. Every team in the playoffs can run the football. I don't care who it is. You can talk about the quarterback being able to throw all the time. Even with Mahomes, he's got Pacheco and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They can run the ball. They can run the clock out. They can get first downs with it. But if I got a team that I know we can run on all day, Green Bay just had their way. Yeah. Passing, running the ball, it didn't even matter. And I thought that when we got that matchup, I said, you know what? These kids gonna come in here. They don't know what they don't know.
Right.
So they ain't finna come in here
scared of nothing.
Scared of nothing. Yeah. It's like, hell, ain't nobody expecting us to do nothing.
Right.
We're young. First year starting quarterback. Your oldest receivers in what, year 3?
2.
Dobbs is in year 2 or 3?
Dobbs is a rookie.
No, Dobbs.
No, it's year 2.
Year 2. What is Watson? 2 or 3?
Year 2.
See what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Their offense had either
you have
rookie,
you have
rookies,
no vets.
You have no vets. You have rookies or second-year players.
Yeah. Yeah, they were the youngest team in the league, weren't they?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So they like, we don't know. We going in here footloose and fancy free.
Yeah.
Let's go play ball. What we going to do? The coach just knew how to take advantage and get them prepared to win a freaking football game. I don't know if we have that mentality at the helm to get a team prepared for a football game. Because like they always say, man, you don't win the game on Sunday. Mm-mm. We win the game Wednesday through Saturday and practice. By the time you get here, this is the test. We know the answers.
Right.
Now we just got to execute the plays. But if you don't know the answers to the test, bro, you don't know what you're studying. How you gonna pass the test?
Yep.
And they just haven't passed the test yet, man. And it's rough year in and year out. I mean, people talk about that. And I can't even say people. Some of the media has said that y'all don't realize how hard it is to win 3 straight years of 12-5. I was like, it's damn hard. It's an accomplishment.
Right.
But we don't judge nobody on that no more.
Correct.
What you doing when we get to the playoff? We got that. You going to get there. We got that. Now, what we doing when we get to the club? Because I'm like, I'm getting ready for the club to go out. This is how I compare it. I'm getting ready for the club to go prepare. I know what I'm going to see in the club. I know everything. I get in the club, I'm a single dude, and catch eyes with a girl. And I don't go say nothing to her the whole damn night. That's what that was like, bro. That's what that was like watching that Sunday, bro.
And she leave with a square.
And she leave with a square, bro.
She leave with a square.
She left with the young buck.
Yeah.
That he
don't know no better.
He don't know no better.
I'm gonna shoot my shot.
Shot a shot.
And walked out of there with her.
Walked out of there with her.
All right, man. I'm gonna let you go, man. Like, man, I appreciate you. Plug anything what you're doing right now in life, man. Plug all that stuff that you're doing.
Man,
business wise.
God dang, boy. We have, we got the school.
Yes.
Still got the school. Primrose School is out playing on. You got a kid, 6 weeks, through private kindergarten. Come check us out. Great education. You'll love it. Teacher. My wife is the owner. She runs it. She runs it with her heart, and she runs it and does a great job. What else do we have, man? My kids are in high school. I got all high schoolers. Freshman, sophomore, junior, bro. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. They're doing their things academically and athletically.
Yep.
That's what I love about it.
Yep.
People don't stress that enough, but all of my kids are A and B students. My oldest has a 4.3. Mm. My daughter is a 3.78, and my youngest son is like a 3.74. So he got to catch up.
Yeah.
He got to catch up. But, you know what I'm saying, I look at it now, they way ahead of where I was in their development right now. I think simply because of the way we have pushed them.
Right.
And the resources that they're allowed to get.
Right.
In a sense. So they have an advantage in that sense. Now, sometimes they don't always take advantage of it. I'd be like, bruh, really?
Yeah.
Like, dude, bro, you got court outside. You got the courts in the neighborhood that don't nobody be at. I said, that's a full court up there, the NBA rim, NBA size court. I said, why you and your boys don't never go up there and hoop, bro?
They playing the game.
They playing again. Oh, they own it, bro.
Yeah.
So I told him, I said, why don't y'all at least like get together and y'all join one of these leagues where y'all can make a little money playing this game? Cause right now, bro, you're gonna be using my electricity. And then be coming to me, Dad, we gotta upgrade the internet. It's lagging. You better lag your ass back upstairs and get out of my face, man. I ain't trying to hear about your lagging problem.
Oh man,
So that's all you got to deal with is lagging. That's it.
That's first world problem.
You already ahead of me, player.
Brother, I thank you. I appreciate you.
Man, always, dude.
You know that you always hold a special place in my heart. You're my
appreciate
OG.
it, dude.
I will always thank you for the tough love and the real love that you've always shown me my entire
Absolutely,
time.
man.
And I know that I can call on you for anything, brother.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you, man. And thank you, brother.
Always,
Thank
man.
you,
Number love.
Yes, sir.
Number love.
All right, man. We're out of here with that one, man. Patrick Crayton. Woo! I mean, some stories we got today. This is going to be fun to break down. This is going to be fun to break down the stories that we got from this, man. I appreciate you all. Guys, you know what you got to do. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button, man. Make Unfiltered with Jesse Holley a part of your life. And remember, make the main thing the main thing. Always. All right? Remember, eliminate the contingencies. I'm out.